Okay, so this after a few weeks hiatus, this is our Spooktacular pen and paper game. We're gonna play the very spooky Maid RPG.
Spooky as shit. Welcome to Patrick's Maid RPG session, where our protagonists are the batch of maids that are escorting Mr. Lucas Marple Jr. to their recently acquired manor. Spoilers, the manor is haunted, but we'll get into that. Everyone, take a moment to introduce your characters. Why don't we start with you, Lynn?
Well, my character's name is Magda, and she is a reincarnation of an indentured servant that keeps passing down through generation after generation. And move on.
Right. I am playing Alice, who is has the appearance of I guess I'm going to say an 8-year-old girl, but is actually a vampire that has criminal tendencies towards alcohol and cigarettes. She's an addict, which it's only criminal because she looks like an 8-year-old.
Exactly. I mean, it wouldn't be criminal if she had gotten vamped like after her 18th birthday, but they just had to strike a little sooner, didn't they?
Yeah.
Now they screwed you over for life.
Damned forever.
Andy, give us your character.
All right, I'm Madeline, a shy, spoopy ghost. I'm not sure what to say exactly.
So, we'll, the manor that's been recently acquired, why don't you tell us what its name was? What was it called before this new, this Marple family bought out and started calling it the Marple Manor?
Hadwick.
Sure, Hadwick Manor. So you were a maid of the Hadwick Manor, and we'd established that you were killed in an accident.
Yeah, tragic accident. Someone had broken glass, and I was up cleaning, fell down, landed on the glass, and bled to death.
And now a ghost maid.
And because of my self-punishing tendencies, I have determined to remain as a ghost and continue mating with my trusty broom.
For the rest of all time, or whenever. That was the Hardwick Manor? Or
Hadwick.
Hadwick, okay. All right, Kyle, tell us about your character.
I'll be playing Riza A12, a lolly robot who is wanted for murder, who is made in the likeness of her master's deceased cousin.
So the manor is haunted, and we're also bringing kind of the spookiness with us.
Exactly. It's
little
interesting.
Yep.
So, Kyle, Riza Alpha 12. We'll say, the brother of Lucas Sr., who we'll just call Jonathan, I guess. He was your mad scientist designer, and I guess you're wanted for killing him or something like that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
He was whipped to death with a chain, and I am fond of carrying a bloody chain about with me, so...
No relation.
Yeah.
I mean...
Coincidence.
It's just my belt.
Pure coincidence.
There's chains everywhere.
Okay. So, we'll kind of open up a scene here. Andy, Madeline, for the time being, won't be with the characters, but you will be introduced very soon. So
Okay.
let's get something. So, you're driving... Vroom, 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 vroom. One of you is driving the car of a big soccer mom type van down the desolate highway, bringing you to the outskirts of some random town. Your master, Lucas Marble, a kind of posh, tiny, about 12-year-old, blonde-haired boy, kind of sits in the back, crossed arm, looking kind of annoyed at something or other. He's a bit of a brat, really.
I also cross my arms, and if the master is annoyed, I am annoyed.
Sounds like Richie Rich.
The van makes kind of a bumping sound as it goes over random potholes and stuff like that. And he said, Who's driving the van, actually? Let's establish that.
She's the
Yes,
only
I'm
adult.
I can't see over the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah, and the other one is a
And I'm-
child robot.
Right, and I'm a really cool heroine type. So,
Pretending
yeah.
to be powered off.
Okay,
at the moment.
so as you guys are driving along,
I'm kind of mischievous, though, and I'm hitting those potholes on purpose.
Lucas kind of bounces around in his seat after a particularly bad pothole and says, "This road sucks. What? Can't you drive a little better?"
Oh, I can try.
Is there a... We're not driving a limo. We're driving like a soccer mom vehicle.
Yeah, actually, you're being there's this. That's possibly why he's a little annoyed, because Daddy didn't decide to spring the extra bucks to bring him here in a nice vehicle. You guys are just piled into a big van and driving off to your recently acquired Marple Manor. You after some time kind of pull up. It's a very large piece of property. It's only a one-story house, but it's quite large, and the first thing that kind of strikes you as you all start to kind of pile out of the van is the furniture is just sitting in front of the fucking house. You guys, you know for a fact that Lucas Sr. paid moving people days ago, weeks ago even, to get the furniture set up in the place.
Whoa. So the furniture's been sitting out in the elements for days?
You guys don't know how long.
Oh, I know what we're doing with our afternoon.
Not
my job.
okay.
And so, as you all kind of unbuckle and sit outside, Lucas, he kind of like shoves open the door all annoyedly, huffs out, and says, "It's so hot and wait, what? Who was responsible for the what?" And he starts freaking out over all his family's nice furniture, all this fucking hardwood, all these hardwood chairs, beautiful tables, big dressers and stuff that have just been sitting out in the elements. And he says, "What is the meaning of this?" And he looks like to you guys as if anyone of you would know.
Absolutely not. But I'll go right to work, I promise. You know I'm the best.
Those filthy plebeians, don't they know this is mahogany?
So Lynn, Magda goes and probably starts tending to the furniture. Upon closer inspection, it actually hasn't been rained on, thankfully. It's just very dusty, probably from the wind and stuff. And you see a little note kind of stuffed in one of the dresser drawers, just kind of like half laying out. And you see this.
Ooh, props.
Nope. Moves and Moving Company?
Let me see that. You're reading it wrong. And I take it from the clearly older, more mature woman. Nope. The Movesin Moving Company. Well, everything seems to be in order here. I'll hand it off to my robot companion.
No. You were reading it wrong. It clearly does not say Movesin. It's Movison.
Ah, Movison. That'd be a very silly name for a
Movison.
moving company.
So
Movesin.
the people who left this here weren't even the people that the master hired.
You guys
He
would...
clearly said Moveson.
There you go. It's weird. I don't know. I guess they just left it here. So,
I wonder if they were spooked. Or perhaps it was too heavy with all those fine hardwoods and everything.
absolutely. Why would a moving company put the extra effort towards getting the furniture in the house?
Someone will have to make a stern phone call to the Movison Moving Company later.
Exactly. So, Lucas, he just rubs his temple. He's had a long day. He's had to endure like at least a few hours without air conditioning. He's been in a bumpy car. Life just sucks right now. So he says, "Oh, whatever. Is there a bed? I'll at least put in the bedroom. I need a nap. It's been way too long." And he starts to walk inside the manor. And so jumping to a different perspective, Madeline, you're what are you doing what have you been doing in the manor these past few hours?
I suppose I would be cleaning.
cleaning, just kind of tidying up, right?
It's an empty house, and the dust just seems to just keep getting spread around.
And at that moment where you're just kind of getting another fresh dustbin of dust into your little dustpan there to dispose of however you see fit, the door swings open and a blonde 12-year-old boy looks at you. What do you look like exactly?
Probably rather spooky. I have black eyes, like the eyes are black, the sclera as well. Like long black hair that covers one eye. A somewhat haggard dress with it's all red. Get up and whatnot.
With red blood spots or something like that on it. Okay, so he takes a kind of a long look at you and says, "Did Daddy send a maid ahead of time?"
Something I want to say is, little Master Jacob, you've returned.
Jacob? And before he can really respond, what is anyone else doing? Your master's just heading out into the manor. What's everyone else doing?
He mentioned looking for a bed, so I'm trying to drag a bed across the lawn.
Well, my undying loyalty is to the master, so I wouldn't be too far behind. So I'm sure as this is transpiring, as Jacob and all that, I come in and inform him that the other lesser maids to me are preparing to bring in a ghost! Get down, master!
The vampire and the ghost have a stare down. Who breaks the silence? Who says something first?
What?
She's covered in blood. It's confused, violent, rabid ghost. So can I just whip out my machine gun?
You actually can. Would you guys like to do a quick contested roll for something here?
Well, I assumed that bullets would just go through her.
Not necessarily. You guys,
it would harm my spirit.
We are going on full cartoon logic here. No one's quite immune to anything here.
So from a pocket, I whip out my Browning machine gun, and I pull back the, I slide back the hammer and throw it on the chain of bullets over my shoulder. Explain yourself, ghost.
Hey, I shouldn't have to be the one that's explaining anything. I work here. And
you don't work here. I work here.
What's the meaning of this, Alice? For the love of God, can't you see Daddy went and sent a lovely young maid here to sweep up ahead of time for us? Oh my God.
But, Master, you have enough lovely young maids.
Oh my God! None of you even were here to clean the place up ahead of time. What's your name? What's your name, young miss?
Madeline.
Madeline. Oh dear, I'll have to thank Daddy for having the good conscience to get things tidied up here. At least you're better than those bumbling movers. And Alice, I should give you a piece of my mind. Now my shirt is dirty, and he starts patting himself down, and he sees himself to starts roaming around to some room or another.
I linger behind to stare at Madeline, I'm watching you, Booberry.
So with that scene done, it sounds kind of like some favor may have been exchanged. So let me just look that up real quick. What the consequences of that might be. Fucking this stupid thing doesn't have that.
And the master didn't even care to notice me pushing a bed up the stairs by myself.
I've been busy.
It's a one story, right?
Nice.
That's what the help is for, right?
House, sprawling.
Well, is this European one story? As in ground floor counts as a floor, and then first floor?
I was
there's
thinking
two floors.
second floor.
So there is a second floor.
So there's a second floor, a stairwell.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
I was like,
Because I had gone upstairs to make sure that the master's room was prepared.
So one story in the
Okay,
sense of
there's
one
one story
floor
second
addition.
floor.
Okay.
I also get the feeling that I actually side with you, and you actually help me out sometimes. So
Okay.
I don't know. Because
So-
you're a very good worker.
So real quick, we're going to say that Madeline, you've obtained, we'll say one favor for the time being, because it's too difficult to find this stupid table that tells me exactly how much people get for what kind of activity, so I'll just wing it. So, already off to the races here. So, alright, so, we're gonna kind of start fast forwarding a little bit here towards sundown for, I don't know, some reason or another.
Naturally. Montage of setting up and cleaning and moving furniture.
Exactly.
I'll help as well. It's my job.
So who's kind of doing what? What activities is everyone individually focusing on? The manor itself, after Madeline, as you all kind of introduce yourself to one another, and Madeline kind of gets accepted into the fold, as the master certainly seems to have accepted her. Yeah, she's been keeping the place pretty tidy. It's free of dust at least, but there's a lot of furniture that needs moving.
And I'm actually pretty crappy at it since I have 0 athletic skill.
You have to enlist a lot of help. In fact, let's do a roll for that. Let's see who's helping move furniture and who's like doing something else, like perhaps arranging meals for the master, doing
Yes.
something like that.
Do we have a cook? Because I've discovered there's
does
absolutely
one of us
nothing
cook?
going on.
I have high skill. so
Skill is what kind of governs
the more
cooking.
tedious kind of
I have a
thing
skill
I
of
could
4.
do.
What do you have?
Also 4.
Four.
Okay, so one of us cooks.
So,
Yeah, all guys could cook, but we should decide who
Yeah.
should.
Being that I'm such a hard worker, I have a feeling that I'm obsessed with serving and so on and so
Okay,
forth.
so
I'm
you could be
and
cooking,
fussing
alright.
and doing all of that
Well,
stuff.
I'll do detail work.
good.
Scrubbing the grout and mending the clothing.
There you go. And what are you?
Well,
going to
it
be
looks
doing
like
else?
I've been left with the lion's share of the duties once again.
I'll be lifting as well.
You're a
Who's-
ghost. You're no
Who's
good.
the
I have
strongest?
3 athletics.
You have 3 athletics?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a
thank
tough
you
ghost.
very much, Madeline, for... I will delegate to Madeline to make sure she moves
I,
everything to its
I
proper
power
place.
through the furniture,
What
but
are your
I
athletics?
One-handed lifting, like, couches and stuff. I have 1 athletics.
I have 2.
We need a scene where Madeline and Alice are trying to help each other move the furniture, and they have to butt heads a little bit over it. So
Lift that end. No, tilt it this way. What are you doing? Put it down.
I said clockwise.
I'm going to insist that I do the wood polishing after it's been dusted.
Fine by
But-
me.
And
excellent.
I get the feeling that our little prissy boss boy, I'm sorry, I love him, doesn't like anything I seem to cook, so I'm always having to clean up on the things that go flying.
The mac and cheese and the hot dog slices must not touch.
Oh, mercy. Ketchup on the side.
So in that case, everyone give me a quick roll related to some skill that you're doing. In your case, Andy and Nick, you guys roll athletics. You were doing detail work, so we'll call that skill. And you're cooking, right,
Yeah,
Lynn? So
I'm
we'll
doing
call
that.
that skill. So everyone,
So,
tell me which.
How do I
so
roll on this?
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll 1d6, and then you're gonna multiply that by the relevant skill.
Alright.
Ah. 3.
So you roll 3, and what's your athletics?
1.
So that's 1
3.
times 3, so 3. What do you got?
12.
12. Okay, so suffice it to say, so I'm going to determine on my end kind of how difficult some of these tasks are, and that'll play into the narrative. Lynn, what do you got?
Okay, I rolled a 3.
All right, so that 3 on the dice gets multiplied by the relevant stat. So your skill is what? 4? Is
Yeah.
that it?
So
Okay,
that's
so
12.
that's 12. So, and what did you get?
24.
24. Nice. So,
I did the floors and I mended all the drapery.
yeah. You know, Madeline, as you have noticed, Kyle was doing quite a bit of dust work, but she didn't seem to notice just how shabby those curtains were getting.
I was, head down, just waiting for years.
So that gets cleaned up pretty nice. Lynn, you can actually cook a scrumptious meal for the master, and for the first time ever, he seems to kind of appreciate it. Cut to a quick scene. You kind of like... you're in front of his door. I assume you knock and kind of let yourself in. He says, "What is it?"
Young master, I brought your favorite foods.
What What'd you make? He seems kind of hungry.
Well, we've got a hamburger and French fries.
What? Do you have any seasonings?
What do you like? Ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise,
Oh.
pickle relish.
All of the above.
Got it all.
My God,
I even have some onion rings if you really want some.
I should never have doubted you, Magda. You actually get 2 favor for that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So, Reddit counts as 2, so that's your favor. And if you like, you can kind of update the total, but just reference the tokens. All right, so you two. Strong arm, a healthy bit of furniture in, but there's a lot of furniture to move, and it's starting to get late. It's like the afternoon now. The sun is starting to set. It's probably around 6 p.m. ish. Are you guys going to kind of keep trying to strong arm it all in one night, or start tending to other maidly duties?
Well, we can't just leave mahogany sitting out overnight.
Well, I figure I prioritize the wood.
The good stuff, yeah.
But don't forget about the linens and the cushions,
Right.
too, because you never know.
We got
The weather
wood
might
first,
change.
then upholstery stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna keep at it. The job's not done till it's done.
I'll be ragging on Alice for not pulling her weight. We could have been done with this hours ago if you just do it how I tell you to.
Whoa. No need to lecture me to death. You see, that's an inside joke between us dead. But no, shut your mouth, Booberry. I've been working with this family for years. This is your first day, so...
Oh.
Just can it, man.
I do actually shut my mouth and continue working.
Oh my God. All right.
I am spurred.
So our montage is a lot of butting heads.
Cool. So so in that case, the two of you are going to be working on this for at least a couple hours more, and as the chirping of birds gives way to the chirping of crickets. I should turn that up a little bit.
A real cricket problem around here.
Right now.
The moon
Get
is...
your gun. We're gonna take care of them.
A bug hunt.
Master doesn't like noise.
So the moon is full. It's pretty well lit, actually, for being evening. The other 2 maids are off tending to the manor on the inside, while the 2 of you are still lumbering a particularly heavy dresser and trying to fit it through the front door. And when all of a sudden you hear an unusual sound.
Oh, we got sound effects?
Nice.
Was that a ghostly moan?
I don't know, what was
Quit
it?
your complaining, Booberry. We gotta get this frickin' dresser in there.
That wasn't me.
Oh, give me a break. And then I, try and adjust clockwise to slide it
You're
into
twisting it the wrong way.
No, the way that you're twisting... If I'm twisting it the wrong way, then you need
Will you
to
guys
twist it
please
the
knock
way
off?
I'm
Didn't
twisting.
you hear that sound?
And I set it
What
down.
does it matter? It's
I need
just
a break.
moan.
I need a break. Oof. I need a drink is what I need.
Okay, so you're going to kind of relax. Where do you go?
Is there a bar in the manor? Do we have a bar?
Yes.
Probably,
But
yeah.
it's all locked up and the master has the key.
Oh.
I mean, with the little one here, he was concerned.
Okay, well, from my flask then. I'm going to sit on the veranda and just, get my nerves back.
Okay, so as you're kind of finding like a nice little spot away from everything to just sit down and take a moment to yourself there, Alice, as you're walking, you kind of half trip over something poking out of the ground.
Ugh. As if all of the the indignities were not enough. I get up, make sure, I didn't tear my dress, and then I look to see, what root or whatever I tripped over, so I can rip it out of the ground angrily.
It's a kind of broken half a stone. It has some writing on it.
Huh. Alright, well, blow off the dirt or whatever, hold it up to the moon, see if I can see what that says.
And, Yeah, it just says something. It's you see kind of half letters on it because it's kind of a broken piece of rock. In mem.
In mem. Made in mem, I guess.
It's a nice place this time of year, I hear.
Yeah, it must be one of them, stones that you can order to do like a rock garden. So that's just the bottom side, made in mem, which is probably that's like southeast of Taiwan, off of the Japanese coast or something. I throw it over my shoulder.
Exactly. Don't go. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So it clunks off somewhere in the distance, and you kind of have yourself a sit down, drink, and get a break away from everything. On the inside of the manor, meanwhile, Riza A12. What are you doing at this particular moment?
I assume after I sewed one drape, I saw another that was a little tattered, and I... Probably just going around room to room, just finding new things to do as I go.
Right, just kind of polishing up everything, cleaning up.
Nobody ever told me what to do, but I want to look busy.
There you go. So as you're kind of crouched next to a drape, kind of examining it to see what kind of holes it might have, or if it needs to be washed or something like that, and the orientation you have is like the moon is on one side of the house, you're on kind of the dark side of the house, and you hear a unusual sound behind you.
Which is like a door creaking or something that probably will not be picked up by our microphone.
So
I don't know,
but
it's
that's
something.
fine.
It's something.
Some kind of creaky noise, maybe.
Clearly, the master's having a bad dream, and I should tend to him.
Obviously. So cool. The master's room is probably upstairs in a great bedroom or something like that.
Is that not him coming in the room behind me?
I don't
I guess
know.
I should look.
I don't know. What was it? Yeah, you look.
After hearing nothing further, I turned to look.
Yeah, so you see just kind of the door of the room that you're in. It just kind of half creaked open for some reason. You feel your temperature sensors on your robotic body detect a minute decrease in temperature.
Hey, that's slander. I'm an android, not a robot.
Activate infrared sensors, thank you very much.
My artificial skin detects a change in temperature.
Okay, got it. So, there's a bit of a draft in here. Someone must have left a window open somewhere.
Well, I have to go looking for it. I mean, the master is a young boy. He should not be left in drafty places.
Exactly. So you kind of turn around, go outside, peek around down the hallway, and you see an errant window that was left open, and its drapes kind of gently blowing in the breeze as the crickets chirp through it. The audio of the crickets chirping come through it, and there's just a gentle breeze going past you, and you close it or some such, I assume.
I yell at the crickets first. Hey, you, shut up.
Noisy bastards!
Slam.
You don't want to mess up with all those drapes.
Then I have to check on the drapes,
Yeah.
because they were just in a breeze that they shouldn't have been in.
Exactly. Now they're all out of place. It's like ruining the feng shui and shit.
You gotta refurl them.
Right. You gotta crumple them in just the right way.
Exactly.
And that breeze, I've been in the kitchen trying to get everything warmed up and food prepared for later, and I thought there was some sort of electrical problem or everything. It's getting really cold in the kitchen.
Something ruined the quiche.
Absolutely. Ooh.
And as you close the yell at the crickets and close the window, in the darkness cast by the moon, you see a shadow go kind of dart behind a tree outside. It's unusual, however, because that tree is a rather large one that reaches actually up to the second story of the house, and it's near the window the master's room is next to.
I guess I stand there and observe a tree for a couple moments.
Yeah, just kind of keep an eye out for whatever's there. Would you go ahead and, what would this fall under? I don't even remember my 6 offhand. Could I see that real quick, Lynn?
Cunning, perhaps?
That's kind of when we are trying to pull one over on someone. Let's go ahead and just give it a luck roll. Like, luck of the draw. Let's see what you notice.
1.
And what is your luck?
1.
Okay, so...
I got a luck of 4, buddy.
I have no luck.
No luck.
So, I don't know. There's just something out there, but it's gone now.
Okay.
Can't be anything important. So,
is there any mending that needs done to the drapery right in front of me?
actually, yes. You notice a very thinly cut scratch in it. You're not really quite sure. It looks like maybe some kind of animal did it. Maybe a cat or something.
Does it not go all the way through? It's
not all the way
just a little frayed?
Not all the way through. Yeah, it's like this very
I'm a little
short,
afraid.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
It's like this half-inch scratch or something like that. Couldn't have been a very large thing, or perhaps it just didn't intend to shred the drapery.
A very tiny cat.
Well, I contemplate how awful cats are and go find something to do, I guess.
Fuck cats, man. Fuck cats. Yeah, so, alright, so we'll go ahead and time skip just a little bit there, and, after, it's probably about, I'm going to say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. Alice and Madeline have probably just finished finally getting all the furniture in and kind of shifting. It's not like everything isn't exactly where it should be, but at least it has a roof under it, over it now.
Okay.
Lynn, Magda has been in the kitchen whipping up a storm, I imagine. Mm-hmm. She's kind of preparing the feast for the night, something like that.
But also we don't have to worry about a couple of our guests because they don't really care. What about you? Because I wanted to make sure you had some sort of sustenance.
Yeah, does our android,
I guess
me. Androids should have to eat.
Well, androids are kind of the in-between of people and robots,
I'm
so I probably need something
baby food.
basic and maybe something petrol-based to mix it with.
Because I was kind of concerned. I do have
Minerals.
I have the mouth for people food and a little port on the hip for
something.
petrol.
Yeah, so something starchy and a glass of motor oil.
Oh, okay, alrighty. Because I've been making sure we had some cocoa for our master.
There you go. So
because it is getting near his bedtime.
It is. This is just like dinner meal before bed, more or less. So, he's been napping in the meantime after you brought him that snack from earlier. And
really tough.
I assume you like either go inform him personally or like, I don't know what maids do, ring a bell. I don't know.
I go up the stairs and knock on his door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you hear an answer from within. He
hot
appears to
beef
be
cheese
groggy.
sandwich and hot cocoa, and it's near bedtime, so come on.
He doesn't seem to be responding.
Honey, you need to wake up. What's wrong? The door
Shaking.
The door is like jammed. It doesn't want to open.
You're right. It's you fiddle with it a little bit and it's not really opening.
But I'm not very strong.
And you don't know and you know for a fact that the master always forgets to lock his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wonder what that's all about.
Old house.
Old house.
Do you try and open it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. How do you intend to open it? Like, try and describe what you're doing.
Well,
do you like just kick it open, or do you try and like fiddle with the lock in a certain way?
Well, I
or...
just happen to have my pole, you know.
Your pole,
the halberd?
Absolutely.
So you're gonna hack the door down?
No, I'm gonna give it a good hammering.
That would wake.
Pardon me?
That would wake him.
Well, it is time to wake up. I mean, you know,
exactly.
Come on, we got to wake up so we can go to bed.
It's wake up, time to sleep.
So I'm going to give a good whacking just below the doorknob.
Okay, I'm gonna say it sounds like you're kind of trying to precisely hit it in such a way that it opens. So we'll go ahead and say that falls under skill. So go ahead and give me a roll of 1d6 and multiply that by your skill. 1. And what's your skill?
My skill is 4.
That's still just a little high enough. Okay, the door frame snaps. You can hear the wood give way, and it's like shit.
I didn't mean to do that.
Whatever, it's fine. We'll fix it
But I'm
somehow.
concerned.
I detect the
I'm
sound of
concerned.
wood breaking.
You do. You hear kind of a snap from upstairs. Madeline, what are you doing?
I figure I was just bringing in
Right, just
end
kind of.
tables and then fiddling with stuff inside, trying to.
Yeah, so you
arrange
hear
it.
a snap from upstairs.
I rush upstairs.
Float through the floor.
The precious wood. I've been trying to
Missing.
keep it so nice.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I had to check.
What are you doing?
The door, it wouldn't open. It was jammed. It was stuck. I was worried about our master.
Well, you don't break it.
I didn't mean to.
As the two of you argue, the door just kind of gently drifts open on its own accord, making kind of a creaking sound. And as you look inside, there's just kind of a... Yeah, as you look inside, it's not lit or anything, so you're just kind of trying to go off of the moonlight. Do either of you step inside to try and get a better look?
Oh, absolutely. I rush in.
Okay, cool.
I'll
So
stand by the doorway.
just kind of like, just kind
Oh,
of
the wood.
clutching your head
The
over.
wood. Vintage.
And I'm like, I must make sure he's all right. Oh, the lights don't want to come on. It's dark. The door's stuck. I'm going insane.
So you like probably fiddle with the light switch or something like that. The lights aren't turning on. Must be old electrical work, some shit.
Old
like
house.
that. Yeah. And but yeah, then you go over to the master's bed and you kind of see him laying in bed in a little bit of a fit, doing that whole. It looks like he's having a bad dream.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you just straight up wake him up?
I gently try to wake him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a quick affection roll just to see kind of how he takes it when he wakes up.
6.
And what's your affection?
Nothing.
Okay, so when it's nothing, that actually means it's
Freaking
like
door.
0. Because anything multiplied by 0 is 0,
Yeah.
right? So you're trying to be gentle about it, but you're in
That
a big,
armor.
you're a big clown
No.
case suit of
Gauntlets.
armor,
Yeah,
gauntlets. You
armor.
shake him up, and he
No.
wakes up. Ah! He screams, seeing you, and he takes a moment to recollect himself, kind of shuffling away from you in the bed, and he's like, where am I? Wait,
You're at the
Magda?
manor. Yes.
Oh, I had the most frightful dream. I was at school and I was naked.
How spooky.
There was, and all my classmates were skeletons.
Whoa.
But they were naked too, so that's okay. It's all right. Everybody was naked.
At least you had your skin on.
Yeah. It's okay.
Is it dinner time?
Yes, I brought you hot cocoa and grilled cheese.
He like kind of rubs his arms a little bit,
Are you
and he
cold?
looks and there's a few bruises on him.
How did that happen?
Yeah, Magda, with your massive iron gauntlets, how did that happen?
Oh.
Damn it, Magda! And does anyone correct the young master on cursing?
I will. I'm old-fashioned.
Okay, what do you say?
Mind your mouth, young Jacob.
And he kind of wants to object, but he feels kind of cowed by it, and he's like, yes, ma'am. And he just kind of gets out of bed. He's in pajamas and a big sleepy nightcap, and he says, I'll be right down. Let me
Speaking
just-
of nightcaps, glug glug.
And he just kind of throws something on. He shoos you all out, and he puts on something a little more decent for dinner time. And he comes downstairs, and the 5 of you proceed to engage in a rather wonderful meal. What did you make, Mag?
For the rest of everyone else?
Yeah, what's on the table?
Well, you guys didn't matter. I definitely did get that motor oil, and I've got some lovely hot oatmeal. How does that sound? Will that do?
Good.
Well,
Good.
hold on. Just because I'm a vampire, that doesn't mean I don't eat.
I haven't eaten in forever.
What are you complaining about? All right.
Go get some blood and ghost steak.
I like things I actually have very refined tastes.
How about some beef liver? Raw.
Yes.
that be all
That
right?
sounds
Because
fantastic.
I do have a quite stocked larder.
All right. Yes.
All right. Because
And
I
a
really
tall
didn't
glass
know
of
quite
rum.
what to do with you. but I don't have the key to the alcohol.
And
You could always just whip out something, like open it, I suppose.
What about you, the ghost? Go into the bar that's locked and bring out whatever's good.
Would you like to do that, Madeline?
How would I do that?
You go through walls. You're a ghost.
But
Can I do that?
bottles of booze
We'll
don't
go ahead
through
and say you
walls.
could probably open it from the inside or something.
Okay, yeah, switch
Yeah, just
the lock,
the latch.
move it, yeah.
All right, I'll have my dinner in there then.
Okay, cool. So you go float into
Nobody
the
watch.
bar equivalent where they keep the booze. You unlock the cabinet from the inside or something like that, and you fetch Alice a fine vintage wine or something like that.
Brandy.
Wine? What's this sissy shit? Where's the scotch?
Got any ethanol in there?
Where's the rubbing alcohol?
Oh my goodness.
Isopropyl will work.
All right.
Hey,
So,
that's
I'll
enough
get
about
better at
that.
figuring out. It would help if everybody gave me lists of the things that they like or need.
In
Because
fair,
you're all
A
new.
good maid must
Uh,
know.
in,
Traditional English dinner. Like, what is the pudding that's like bread?
Yorkshire
Bread
pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
Roast beef, standing crown roast.
Potatoes.
Roast, yes. Bubble and squeak and all that.
Vegetable
stuff.
medley.
Oh, disgusting. Brussels sprouts. We must have Brussels
Black.
sprouts.
You gotta eat them all.
So the young master comes down the stairs. He's kind of still a little groggy. He sits himself at the head of the table, and everyone kind of goes through the motions of daintily taking their food and starting to dig in. And he kind of idly says, "I don't know about you all, but this manner, it doesn't seem quite right.
What's wrong?
I don't know. I hear." And he kind of goes a little quiet. Is anyone gonna try and make him feel more comfortable to speaking? This would be like an affection type thing.
I'm like pouring oatmeal and motor oil down my throat. I'm a little busy.
With like unhinged jaw.
Also, I have pretty low affection, so
I have
no.
no affection.
I
Best
will,
maid.
I'm just a maid.
as the best maid and fiercely loyal, I rush to my master's side and I hug his, how old? He's 12?
Yep.
So master's already outgrown me, but I'll hug his arm and, oh master, you must tell us what ails you.
And he
I have an affection of 3.
we'll just say he kind of opens up to you for the heck of it, and he says, it just, I swear I've seen things outside my window and strange noises. It's only been one night. I feel like I've been here 50 years.
Well, none of us have seen anything strange outside or heard any strange noises.
All I heard was
It's
the
not
sound
strange if you
glug,
stay
glug.
for long. You've been gone so long. Of course it feels strange to come back.
and all I heard were the sounds of like the creaking in the wood and the furniture being moved around.
Because it's an old house.
I detected an anomaly.
An anomaly.
An anomaly.
Why didn't you
Out
tell
of the
me?
usual.
Yes, I know what that means. Tell us more about the anomalies.
Well, it was the thing that was not usual.
Tell us more about the anomalies. I'm like 8 years old. I don't know what that is.
I was standing in a room and a door was opened even though I
Okay,
didn't
well,
open it.
so far this sounds pretty anomalous. Is there anything anomalous about this? Like, get to the
I
point
was
here.
looking out a window and saw an unidentified object.
Well, what was it?
Well, it's unidentified.
Well, yeah, but
I did not identify it.
you could describe it to some extent.
Uh,
As I sip in my rum.
it was an object,
Did it
And
look like a man?
and it was unidentified. It does not fit
You know,
the
I've s-
criteria.
was it a
as-
tree? Was it a bush? Was it a giant circle? Was it a
It
garbage
went-
truck?
It
Was
went
it
behind a tree.
So was it a squirrel?
I think it. I don't know. I think it might have been bigger than that. It didn't
A
fit the
raccoon?
squirrel file I have.
We're getting nowhere here. There's nothing to worry about, Master.
You're right.
Where was this tree that you saw?
Outside.
There's a couple of trees around the property. There's
what
nothing.
tree outside of what? Were you Which
Outside
part
of
of the
Switch
house?
room?
What part of the house?
The part with the window.
Outside,
I don't have
tree.
maps for this house. It was, I don't know,
He has-
below the master's room?
He has yet to
What?
download the skim. Oh.
He just
Wait,
said-
where was this tree?
Below the master's room.
Okay, well, I think it's irrelevant because, well, all we know so far is that something moved by a tree
It was
outside of a window.
unidentified.
Yeah, there's not much to go on here, it sounds like.
I failed to properly identify the items, so...
Don't trouble the master with such nonsense.
Well, there's not much to mind about the visitors.
What visitors?
Oh, they just come and go.
No one should be
So,
coming and going from here, though.
Madeline, there are visitors normally coming and going at the house?
Well, of course.
Do we have rooms for them?
Do they stay?
No.
Are they...
Tell us about
Like
the
you?
visitors.
They're kind of like me. They're just not as determined.
So they're bad maids?
Well, they might not be maids.
They're
So how are they like you?
Not.
Oh, for heaven's
corporeal?
sake, leave the new girl alone. She's been doing fine work. That furniture certainly didn't move itself, you know, and he just kind of rubs his temple. Oh, you're
I moved the furniture by itself.
You,
Scoot a chair.
you're right, Alice. This is silly of me to be concerned about all this. It must be just the ails of moving to a new house. Oh, woe is me. I should get back to bed. The meal was delicious, Magda. Actually,
And
let's determine if it was delicious.
Yes.
Roll a quick skill roll.
Okay. And I do want to know more things that you like to eat. I mean, we have to get beyond this, young man. I got a
Obviously.
6.
Obviously. So 6, what's your skill?
4. So 24.
You've outdone yourself, Magda. My
It's all
God.
right. I mean, it could have been
He's
better.
like
Oh,
cartoonishly
come on. It was
bloated.
grilled Gruyere.
Yes,
Fabulous.
he's notably distended around the belly, and he's like, "All right, good night, everyone. I'll
Would you
see
like
you
me
in
to
the
walk you
morning."
to your room?
Oh, for heaven's sake! I'm a big boy, Magda.
And you
he
know where the
certainly
restroom
is.
is. Do you know where the restroom
Fetch
is?
a wheelbarrow.
Young
Ye-
man.
Yes. No.
All right.
Do you
I
need us
will-
to read you a story?
It's the
Would
one
you-
with the window and the tree.
Okay.
Would you like to read the master a story?
If he wants me to read him a story, I will read him a
He
story.
didn't mention anything to the sort, but I'm certainly taking suggestions here.
Then
can't
you
imagine what
take
kind of
him
horrible
and
story
show him
you
where the
would
restroom
know.
is?
Spooky Scaries to Tell in the Dark,
Oh,
Volume
no.
2.
Ooh, that's the spooky one.
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna assume Magda, you're giving the young master a brief tour of the place, since after all, he
Absolutely.
went straight to the room with the bed somewhere in
Right.
it.
So he needs to be shown where the proper bathroom is.
Yep.
It's
So
that bucket over there.
So you guys are going. You're kind of escorting him throughout the house. You're like going down this.
Did
wood-
any of you take his luggage up and put his clothes away?
Of course,
I-
someone did that.
That was first.
I'm sure one of these knuckleheads did it.
All right, I want to make sure.
Someone got to it, no doubt. So, you're going down a hallway towards the nearest bathroom because it's a big place. There's a couple of them spread around, and you're just so you're showing him where the one closest to his room is, and
It has an adjoining door.
yeah, probably. So
You can't get too lost.
So you go and show him into the bathroom, kind of show him where the light switch is, being a total nanny to him.
And the lights are working now.
They are. The lights go straight on when you flip the switch. I don't know. It must be something with the wiring in that
Old
other
house.
bedroom. Old house.
Old house.
And you hear a scratching at the window, and and the sound of wind outside. You kind of look over there. I assume it attracts your attention, and you see a tree kind of poking its branch into the window, and that thing must be overgrown.
Yes, sorry. I'm being attracted by there's like insects in the room. It's very strange.
The door keeps opening,
Yes,
so I
it's
think
like-
flies are getting in here. But anyway, scratching at the window. and it's surely just a tree branch.
Absolutely.
Old house.
I mean, she can see the tree branch.
Yeah.
There's
So,
that.
yeah,
That's
I'm not
totally
too
normal.
concerned, but I was also thinking, I wonder if that'll bother him in his sleep. So I go over to the window, and I push back some of the curtains that you've lovely mended.
And you're gonna like hack at it
my
with your
job very
halberd.
well.
You're just gonna
Yeah.
like lean outside the window and try and
I
cut
think
it.
it might be a
branch
good
off.
idea, just to get rid of some of that excess branches, because I can't sleep when something rubs against my window.
You know what? Roll me your athletics real quick, because that sounds like a
5.
physical activity.
5.
Okay, so
Times
5
2,
times
10.
2, so 10. Alright, you're kind of like reaching outside, like trying to awkwardly swing at the tree branches, like,
I know,
my
and his
master
armor is so constraining.
My master needs some sleep. He can't be dealing with this shit.
Shut up, tree.
And as you kind of look down, you see a some kind of figure looking up at you from under the tree's shadow. And as it notices you, it kind of like darts away into the brush next to the tree. You've definitely seen it though, and it was kind of staring straight at you.
It looked like some sort of beady-eyed dog.
Yeah, that must be what it was.
Got to be a dog. There's some sort of stray dog. That's probably what you saw.
Oh, shit.
Just some
Unidentified.
sort of
Oh,
bullshit.
That's when all of a sudden an arm grabs you, or someone grabs your arm from behind, and it's me asking you what the hell you're doing, trying to hack apart the foliage.
Well, I don't want the trees to bother the master when he's trying to sleep.
Exactly.
They're brushing on the window, and there's like some damn dog down there.
So you're ready to fall out of a window on the second floor?
I mean, she could have arranged some gardening tomorrow, but she's on the ball with this kind of thing. That's why she's going to become the head maid or something like
Absolutely.
if anyone around here is going to be head maid.
Oh,
I
really?
disagree.
You'll always be rating the booze, and that's about it.
I
Toss
I need
off.
to check the quality of the alcohol, and that's entirely beside the point. You're the one hacking apart the trees on the property from
Hey.
the window on the second floor.
Well, are you going to climb up and do it?
No, I would hire a gardener during
It's the
the
middle of the
daylight
night. We
hours.
need to sleep.
It doesn't
It
need
needs
to be
be
done
quiet.
now in the middle
He
of the
already
night.
had a bad
Well-
night.
So refocusing the scene. So the master, Lucas Jr. sees you kind of doing this, and after you kind of finish up and come back inside, pull your halberd back on and fix it to your back or wherever the hell you keep it. He's all the wind no longer is causing the branches to scrape against the window, and he
Are
says,
you happy now?
"That's
Job well done.
Thank you, sir.
you." Oh, Magda, you really do go the extra mile around here. That was actually pretty awkward. Thank you. And he, you
Well, it
get,
was my idea.
Really?
and you get a favor for that. Take one blue bead. And so yeah, he goes and gets into his bed and tries to get some sleep. So the rest of you, you're not necessarily don't necessarily have to go to the to bed at the same time as the master. You can do whatever you want throughout the night, especially as some of you, strictly speaking, would not need to sleep.
Yeah, this is like my 9 a.m.
I would
so-
like to ask, though, would any of you be capable of bringing up some wood so we can stoke the fire in his room just a little bit? Because it might possibly get
Not a fan
I'll
of
bring up the
fires.
wood.
Thank you very much.
Okay. It should be noted though that the wood stock in the outdoor shed. I'm going to say that when this gets kind of brought up, hey, we should get some wood in the house, fireplace, keep the room a little toasty throughout the night. You guys go out to go get some wood in a shed behind the house. There's none there. The previous people must have just gotten it all out. So there's some trees around.
No,
you
we
could
can
gather
use the branches
some
I chopped
wood.
down.
Hey, we can use that door you ruined.
Thank you very much. It will make lovely
I high
kindling.
five. Good one, Booberry.
The hand passes through.
But I've been having a really
Your
bad time
hand
trying to get
for
the
the high
furnace going.
five.
So are you guys going to go out and search for firewood? Is that what's happening here?
Well, someone needs to stay here to tend to the master should he awaken.
Well, I've got the axe, so I suppose I'm left to do that sort of thing again.
Sounds like wood chopping is right up your alley and within the purview of your experience.
Thank you very much, Alice.
I'll remain at our master's side should he require anything, and the rest of you chop, literally. But did you want to take? We're at about an hour in now.
Yeah,
So,
let's go ahead and take a quick break so
break.
I can figure out what's going on
Excellent.
next.
Let me go ahead and
I need to
just
get something from downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back.
Alright. When we last left off,
The spookening.
a handful of our maids were realizing that this fireplace heated mansion is completely out of firewood, and that simply won't do. They don't want the master to catch a cold. And so setting the scene, master has just been gone off to bed after a scrumptious dinner. The four of you are probably discussing the matter in the main dining hall after he's left the main dining room. And so yeah, there's certainly some trees on the property. There's like a forest, maybe a few hundred yards out somewhere or another.
You can't deface the property. You guys are going to have to walk to that forest to get some wood.
Yeah, I'm gonna drift over to the the forest.
Driftwood, yeah.
And I'll defend the fort while they're gone.
Okay, by which Alice, of course, means just drink booze.
Well, and also be near enough
Is,
that if the master calls.
Is Riza coming with us, or is she staying with Alice?
I mean, if you guys are going to bring back enough wood to be worthwhile, at the very least, 3 of you should go.
Yeah.
I can detect wood. I can properly identify things as wood.
You should be able to carry. You have at least 1 athletics, right?
No.
You have 0
I have
athletics?
0 athletics.
That's a frail-ass robot.
Yeah.
I've got 2.
Well, you can come with anyways.
I was not made to be a war machine.
And what were your athletics?
4.
You have-
No, it's 3, sorry.
Well, you're stronger than I am.
So there you go.
So you can carry the wood, I'll whack the wood. And you'll detect the wood.
Right.
Find the driest, best trees.
Yep, that's wood.
find the highest
Yep,
quality.
it's wood.
Easiest for me to cut. That would be the best.
Alright, so it sounds like, yeah, Madeline, Magda, and Riza A12 have decided to go into the forest, find themselves some wood.
You could probably get away with just saying Riza.
I don't know, it feels like cheating somehow. I can't put my finger on it.
Riza's dead.
So, let's see, what did I roll there? Right. So you guys maybe grab something to keep warm, like a scarf or something, as you head out into the night. It's probably around 10:30, 11, somewhere around there. It's pretty late. There's some clouds in the sky there, although it's a full moon night, so it's easy enough to see. There's the soft light of twilight goes and makes it fairly visible, so you guys don't need much in the way of illumination.
And my armor reflects the moon beautifully, but it also does make it a bit chilly.
Exactly. Are you guys going to bring anything, any, like, I don't know, supplies like lighting, like maybe some candles or torches or flashlights or whatever?
Lantern?
Freaking robot should have.
I'm assuming I can like illuminate things.
You should have,
by
like, head
looking
beams,
at them.
yeah.
Like I got lights behind the eyes.
What's your special maid qualities?
Wanted and android.
Okay. And what's your special maid power again?
Stalking.
Okay. All right.
I'm an excellent stalker.
Excellent.
I can take pictures of people and they'll never know. I can pick their chewing gum out of the trash and no one will ever miss it.
Jesus Christ. All right. So the lot of you get some basic supplies, some axes, some carrying tools like a big backpack of wood, a wood cutter's backpack or something like that.
It's a wood carry-all.
Yeah, wood
It's
carry-all.
fabric
That's
with
what.
two
Bags of holding.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of there. Thank you, Lynn. So yeah, and you head off into the night, and Alice, the door slams shut. They've taken off. What's the first thing you do?
Our time for a cigar. Pull out a big old fat stogie and sit there, near enough that I can hear the master, but wherever's comfortable. Swirl the ice in my glass and just puff.
Finally, you can relax.
Finally, some time to myself.
Haven't had a day off in 3 years.
Snack on a few raw lamb chops.
Yeah.
So briefly time skipping, it's probably about 10 minutes. You guys kind of make your way across a big grassland plain.
Graveyard. Big graveyard.
Well, as a matter of fact,
Just through the graveyard to the woods.
Take another quarter of the property.
maybe I'm gonna say like 50 yards off the property, like, I don't know, northward we'll say. You guys do see some monuments. You're not quite sure what they are. They're like maybe knee-sized. They've been eroded away by time. But yeah, there's like a bunch of rocks kind of sticking up out of the ground. It looks kind of like it was once a thing, but I don't know. What
Unidentified formation detected.
Alice, do you know anything about it?
Madeline.
Madeline.
Madeline, I'm sorry, you're Alice. I apologize. I'm still getting to know.
Rocks?
No. When it was Hadwick Manor. You brought that up.
Right.
Is there anything this looks like there's monuments off to the side? Do you know anything about that?
Tell us what's happened. Tell us what's happened, Madeline. What might these be exactly?
Well, I've heard rumors. It might be graves, but I've never checked.
Really?
I mean,
You stay within the house.
no,
Oh,
that's the outside, right? I mean, why would you go outside? You're a maid.
The work's in here.
She handles the interior, right? So,
I don't manage the grounds.
Just thought I'd ask. I thought perhaps you knew.
okay. So you guys kind of just take it as an interesting sight and keep. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There we go. Crickets. Gotta have the crickets. So yeah, you guys just take it as kind of an interesting sight and move briskly along. You get into the forest's edge. You kind of start. Now you're kind of trying to, in the dark of the night, try and find what would be some ideal wood to cut. You don't want something rotten. You don't want something live because that doesn't burn good. So
I'm detecting moisture in that wood there. That's no good.
Give me a skill check there, Kyle. Let's see what Riza A12 manages to find.
20 in total.
Okay, so You go around with your LED eyes. You just like get some illumination, and you start taking moisture samples. Like a little doohickey pops out of your finger. You
I just prod it.
exactly.
My doohickey to test for
RoboCop.
moisture. Get it?
My doohickey.
Doohickey, yeah.
My detecting doohickey.
And after some time, you manage to determine the most ideal piece of timber around is something that looks kind of like this. A very tall pine tree with some kind of, I don't know, rope or something with some weird paper on it.
Hey, you have an axe,
Yes,
right? You got that
absolutely.
with you?
Absolutely, always.
Let's chop this down. This is perfect. It's
For sure.
prime.
Let's get on over there. But wait a second.
It's a special tree,
It's
though.
a special tree. There's like a rope around it and some sort of
So are
noose.
you guys taking a look at that?
It's
Yeah.
old.
Did you light that up?
It's dried.
But-
It's perfect for firewood.
But Riza, what's written on it?
So you guys kind of take a look at the names. Magda, you're the
Magda.
first person who kind of looks into it. You kind of squint under the moonlight and manage to make
Okay.
out an
Okay,
unusual.
I'll turn my
talisman.
eyes to a higher setting.
You look at some unusual talismans that are like attached to the rope. It's just kind of like written. There are like dozens of these talismans, just kind of hanging loosely off
Off
of the
tree?
off of the tree and along
Look at
the
that.
rope.
It's like the tree is wearing a
Kindling.
charm bracelet.
Kindling.
Good kindling.
They even give us paper.
The paper is also dry, so yes, this will work.
That is some.
Let's chop it down.
That is some fine quality rice paper. You know, it's not good for extended burning, but it really helps spark a fire up. So that'll do nicely. So you like probably start tearing that shit off
Hey,
into a
whoa,
basket.
hey!
I know. I'm
Actually, I could like pocket the bottom half of it
But
and
I'm a
be
bit
like,
concerned.
well,
I mean-
the real master, when he gets here, he'd be interested in know this sort of thing.
But couldn't this mean a do not touch this tree sort of thing?
The file not found. I do not know what these mean.
Well, it's our tree now.
Ed,
Find the second best tree.
Yeah, look for another tree. I don't have a good feeling about this. I'm sorry. I know it's dry, but we must look further.
So it sounds like
you're willingly
I'm willingly
You're willingly
declining.
selecting not the best tree, but the next best?
Yes, Riza.
let me
Does not compute.
Riza, it sounds
I don't understand, but I mean,
Riza, I believe you grabbed a talisman into your pocket, did you not?
You at least took one.
Yeah, you took one.
oh yeah, I
As
kind
you-
of had the let's take part of that
You gotta
and
take
show it to the adult master when he shows
Gotta
up.
take some samples, absolutely. So you like go and reach into the along the rope and just like pull an errant little slip of paper off of it. It falls off. The rope collapses to the ground.
Oh
Well,
well,
now you can just take the tree.
it's not special anymore. I begin collecting the entire length of rope.
Yeah, make some good samples. Excellent.
Well,
I still think we need to go find a different tree.
This one doesn't even have a rope on it.
I'll give it.
What was
Did you
that
hear that?
noise? I didn't hear it. I'm just puff puff.
Madeline, did you hear anything?
Yeah, what about it?
It means nothing to you. Am I the only one here that has any sensitivity whatsoever? Yes. Why am I asking?
You're talking to a robot ghost.
I don't even know why you're talking to
We're
this.
boned now.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. You just grabbed a slip of paper, a little damp rope fell off.
Let's
I'm going to
mitigate our
request again.
damage and
Let's
find
go
another
find
tree.
another tree. Please.
You owe me, because I did my job. I found us a perfectly good tree here, but
I was going to suggest that I owe you.
okay, you both owe me, both of you.
All right,
owe me
extra
a
kerosene for
favor.
you.
If you really want me to go find a different tree that is perfect in every way,
You definitely are
Okay.
a child android.
You really
aren't
act
you?
up when I'm not around.
There's that sound again.
No?
Old house.
What sound?
I can hear it, but
Old
I cannot
forest.
identify it. It does not matter to me.
So it sounds like what's happening is you guys are unwilling to chop down the tree and you're just going to try and find another one
Oh,
along the
I'm
path.
entirely
Absolutely.
willing, but my compatriots tell me
Well,
not
I'm
to.
the one with the
so-
axe.
And you can't
I will
even
be
lift it,
wielding
so-
it, and I will be wielding it on a tree unless you choose to
Okay, so it sounds
Fair
like...
enough.
To another tree.
Sounds like you guys are going to look for another tree.
Oh, here's a tree.
Thank you.
Well, let's begin analysis.
It's alive.
It's a living tree. It won't work. We could probably take some of the higher branches if you wanted, but hey, that first tree we found is pretty great. Just keep that in mind.
So you guys, how long are you willing to spend finding a different tree?
I'm going to continue, even if I have to do it alone.
I'm only gonna give it like another 2 or 3 trees before I.
They're both alive. This shit sucks. Like, this is a pretty nice forest, actually.
I'm sorry. It's all living wood. It is green.
right,
I could empty my entire fuel tank and we still couldn't get
Fine.
these trees
Then
to
you
light.
return to the house. I'm going to do what I said in the first place and go back for the branches that I whacked off of the tree outside the master's room, and that'll just do for the night, and in the morning we'll go see if we can do better.
So
but I am not touching that creepy tree.
So to
Okay,
backtrack,
I won't ask you to.
So to backtrack a moment there, Magda, you just pretty much chopped off maybe 2 feet's worth of branches. That would barely get.
Ooh, I'm super spooked.
That would barely get a fire started, even if it. And you're not quite sure if. And the tree was alive.
But
Maybe we should just chop up some of that good tree since we've
I'm already
ruined it.
like heading. Like if there's any branch I can reach, I'm grabbing it and I'm breaking it off. I'm coming back with something.
then I am not going to take the consequences. If something bad happens, it lays upon the two of you.
Okay, you don't take the consequences of me warming my master. So I'm gonna get to work. Anything I can reach, I'm breaking it off and I'm taking it with me.
Okay, all right.
Fine.
So let's resolve this then. Okay, it sounds like you want to bring something back there. Riza, do you wish to chop down that tree?
I don't have an axe.
Well, I mean, you guys brought
But-
some supplies. You have an axe.
Yes.
It's not. Might take you a while.
Like,
but
do I have like a hatchet? Like, can I whittle some of the dried bark off of
you
it?
guys
at
brought
least?
some axes because you specifically came
Okay.
out here to cut down some trees.
Yeah, any branch that I can reach
You
with
can
the
use
axe, I'm taking.
mine. All right? Use mine.
Okay.
I will go gather the branches that I chopped
Okay,
down earlier.
I have
and
no
you can go
athletics,
deal
so
with the
this might
palace.
take
I'll
a
say
while.
I brought a wheelbarrow
All right.
so
Good,
we can
good.
gather stuff up
All right.
all together.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep working away at this dried ass tree, and everything that falls, you put in your wheelbarrow.
Okay.
We'll take it back together, and then we'll
And I'll
float
go
her
gather
down the
my
river
bits.
for not doing any of the work.
Come on.
So, some people get spooked easy. I don't know.
And when
It's
we're
just a
finished,
tree.
I'll take the wheelbarrow back. since
I
I'm
don't
strong.
understand the word spook.
So
I don't get it.
So it sounds like the two of you, Madeline and Riza, you're going to be kind of focusing on getting this tree down and any other local wood you can gather and bringing it back while
I'll go gather it.
Magda-
If there's like a
I'm-
dead squirrel, I'll throw that in the wheelbarrow. Like
Okay.
anything to keep the master warm.
So in that case, since the two of you are kind of working together to gather wood, Madeline, you're the only one between the two of you who has any athletics, as I understand.
Right.
Okay, give me a roll of athletics.
So you should probably do the chopping.
15.
15. Yeah, that's so you guys start hacking away at the tree, kind of getting the baseline cut going to it, kind of trying to guide its descent, making sure it doesn't go hanging in the branches as it falls or anything like that. And after maybe 5 or so minutes of working at it, huffing and puffing and kind of adjusting your angles, crack, bounce, and it lays still on the ground. By now, Magda, you've kind of
Gathered
gone
some of
back.
the other-
You've gone back to the manor. You were like, this shit's too spooky. You're just gonna grab whatever looks like it'll
I gathered
burn
as
on the
much
way.
dead kindling that I found as well as branches that I'd hacked down. So
Okay.
I still managed to gather. I used the carry-all that I took, and I did fill that up quite nicely.
Okay, so we'll say you got some twigs and shit in it. Maybe not ideal burning material. I'm gonna tell
We're
you.
least a
coming
nice
back
lot
with
of
a
kindling.
tree.
But you got some kindling, maybe some of it greener than others. So, all right, you walk back into the Where are you taking it? Are you taking it straight to the shed, or are you taking it inside? Because obviously
I'm going to take it straight inside because the shed is a total wash. We'll fill that up later.
Okay, so let's slow down a moment. Nick, you're
Yes.
Alice is. Well, where is she at the time?
In the study. I'm, reading through some of the old books and just, keeping an ear out for the master or for the return of those nincompoops.
Okay, so you hear a door open down the hall.
Well, geez, it's about frickin' time. How long does it take you to get some firewood?
Seriously.
I close the book and I turn and, go to greet the nincompoops.
How can I steal glory?
As you step out into the hall, go to the main
foyer.
The foyer area. The door is just kind of gently open, but no one's there.
The front door?
Yeah.
Old house. So I go over to, I poke my head out, and if there's nobody there, then I close it, make sure, you hear the click, so that it stays open. A gust of wind opens the door, that's,
Tap, 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 tap. You hear some light, kind of, like, if you were to press, how to describe it? If you were to imagine a small child walking upstairs with kind of like bony ass feet, so it doesn't quite sound like flesh hitting the ground, but more like sticks. You hear that kind of
wearing tap dancing shoes.
Tap
going up
dancing
the
shoes.
stairs.
Yeah, you hear something like that going behind you somewhere down the hall and rounding the corner.
I turn, and that is an anomalous.
That's
so
pretty
that's
anomalous.
Definitely an anomalous. Use my word for the day that I've learned. So I'm gonna go check out these strange doings, and I'll march down the hall, and all right, just what's the big idea? Figuring one of these people's trying to mess with me or something.
Yeah, as you walk, as you start like halfway down the hall, like kind of closing the foyer behind you, and you're like gonna start walking down. The door pops open again.
The front door?
Yeah, and there stands Magda, with a big batch of wood, kind of trying to get herself inside, like the kind of awkwardly holding it, opening the door, and getting herself in.
Trundling my bundle.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the matter with you trying to spook me?
What do you mean? I just got here to the front porch.
Oh, don't pretend you don't know.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
wise to your ways.
I just stepped up onto the porch. You are a silly, drunk little pest.
I am not drunk. I've had only 4 drinks tonight.
Well, why don't you get it together right now and help me get
That's
this
all the
bundle in?
wood that you got?
The other 2 are still going out there and bringing back a tree.
From the woods.
Yes, a tree I told them not to touch.
But that's what you went out there to do, was to get wood from a tree to
But
burn.
This tree had a whole bunch of little emblems on it, kind of like a "Don't hack me down, evil eye" sort of thing. I told him not to.
Okay, well, I'm sure every tree would prefer not to be hacked down if it came down to it. But where did you get this wood? Did this not come from a tree?
This is what I whacked down off when I was hanging out
You
the window.
further ruined the tree on the property?
No.
I'm going to have words with the master about
One
this
that
when
I've
he
already damaged,
arrives.
and all the little twigs and branches that I could find that the wind had taken down.
So everybody else is still out there in the woods.
Yes, I'm not going to take any responsibility for cutting down a spooky tree.
Speaking of which, we're gonna go ahead and switch scenes real quick.
Switch wood. Ball.
As we fight.
So as the camera pans out from Magda and Alice arguing in the foyer, we rejoin Riza and Madeline over the freshly chopped down tree. You guys are like trying to hack it down to usable log lengths and stuff like that, and you kind of hear the soft sound of dirt shuffling around you in the tree line.
Must have bothered some animals, huh?
Ooh. File not found. I don't know that sound.
So you guys go and gather yourselves up big rounded log chunks without too much issue. Kind of hack them down to whatever usable length you need necessary to actually carry them back. And you guys probably have enough for at least a day or two.
We can keep the young master warm for a night.
Yep.
Okay, good enough. Let's go. That's all we need.
As you start trundling back out from the forest edge, you guys, in the moonlight, you see the silhouette of something reaching from the ground upwards, as if through the very earth itself. An eruption of earth occurs as creatures start wresting themselves from the dirt, and a skeleton pops out.
What? I recognize the shape of what I'm seeing, but what the hell am I looking at? I don't know this shape in its current configuration.
Do you recognize him, Madeline?
Do I?
Go ahead and give me a luck roll.
I'm seriously spooked
What if my
right now,
luck's
guys.
0 though?
Then that means it's automatically 0.
Okay, nothing.
The skeleton clatters to its feet and looks at you. The master's woods are not to be disturbed.
Hey, we're trying to keep the master warm. Shut up.
No, these trees are for the master's pleasure. They will not be felled. And it produces another bone that it reaches from, I don't know, probably some other skeleton somewhere. It has an extra bone on it, okay? And it starts lumbering at you as if to swing. Would you guys, how do you handle this situation? What are you gonna do?
Do we run or do we fight?
The important thing is that we get at least some of this wood up to the house.
Exactly.
Because that's what we were sent to do. That's our job right now.
Well,
I don't know what this
Alice and I know
Jasper's
that this is
problem
happening.
is.
No, you guys are
throw
way
that
back at the
robot in
manor.
the wheelbarrow and just make a dash for it.
yeah, I think
Wheelbarrow
that's what we'll
races.
do.
Alright.
Yeah, I toss the girl into the wheelbarrow with the wood we've already gathered in it, and I try and book it. So,
Love
should I
that
roll an
axe.
athletic?
Yeah, that sounds like you're just physically gonna try and outmaneuver it, get around, and just book
Spooky
it.
runaway.
Exit
9.
stage left
Oh,
even.
let's see. What's this thing rolling? Oh, I'm sorry, I should have had
Ham
this
spray Scoob.
up ahead. Okay. And what was your result?
9.
9. Okay, so as this thing kind of awkwardly lumbers at you, Riza, you kind of get pulled into the wheelbarrow by the spectral hand of Madeline, and she just like rolls it rolls it under your under from behind your knees, so you just kind of fall backwards into it, and she just like starts floating up and like trying to maneuver around
Like
the
ghostly
skeleton.
jet engines.
And it kind of lumbers at you and takes a swing, but you definitely dodge it, and like it like kind of stumbles as you guys run behind it and start getting away, amp-scraying as fast as you can. As you pass by those weird rocks in the ground on your way back, you see other hands kind of reaching through the ground, but they're still resting themselves up from their graves, so you've gotten away from them long before they pull themselves out.
My keen eyes see it though, right?
Yeah, you guys are well
Okay.
aware that all around you there's fucking skeletons popping out of the earth.
There's more of those non-protocol abiding things over there.
What do you say to that, Madeline?
What?
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I was looking for the trash bin.
It's not there. Hang on.
I broke a nail. Okay, so what happened?
Riza is all like...
You're rushing past the graveyard on your way back to the manor, and as you do, more skeletons are tearing
Right,
their way up
yes.
from the earth.
Okay, well.
And
And
Riza is all
I'm
like,
just-
objects not found.
I'm
What's
just
going
pointing
on?
out, hey, there's more of that going on over there.
Let's just get to the manor as quickly as possible.
Right, the
That's all
wood,
that's on my
the wood and the
mind.
fire, that's what matters.
So you guys are
right.
rushing in your wheelbarrow towards the front door, where we are currently standing with it still
Arguing
open,
about
arguing.
Please help me carry this.
So,
out.
Priority file
as
saved.
we approach, are we getting close to them?
To hear us arguing.
Yeah, so as you guys are like fucking booking it, we're going to shift back to these two for a moment. So,
And I'll have you know that I will not take any responsibility for the charges the gardener is going to lay on us for defaming that tree outside of the Master's... Of all the trees
Alice,
to tear apart...
Since we've done it, let's get it in the house for the Master's warm.
Well, I won't be a party to it. I'll wait for the others to return.
Do you care
with
about
the
the
good
Master?
dried wood. Of
You were
course I
staying
care
here to
about the
watch after
Master.
him, so please help me get the wood into the house now.
And
you
then
hear a scream from upstairs.
I'm super spooked.
Get up to the boy
All
now.
right, I go practically flying up the stairs to the Master.
You're a vampire. You probably like turn into a bat or something.
Oh yeah, should I turn into a bat and zoom?
So,
Bat?
I make bat noises. I'm not drunk. 4 drinks in the span of an hour.
Flying like a Minecraft bat. Just
so are you following him, Magda?
No, I've got to get this wood into the house so I can get the fire going.
That's definitely
I'm gonna
seems like
do
a
it my
proper
damn
structuring of
self.
priorities. So,
I know, but you remember, I have no affection whatsoever.
so
I'm work-driven.
So you go off to tend to the fireplace. Meanwhile, upstairs, Alice, as you start to fiddle with you start trying to fiddle with the door. It's not opening. To the Master's bedroom. You can hear some shuffling inside. Like there's clearly a skirmish going inside. There's like you can hear your Master's voice going, "Let go of me, you bony bastard!"
Oh, to hell with that. I'm going to whip out that machine gun and blow the doorknob off.
I don't think that yeah, you wouldn't really have to roll for that, would you?
You could just use the butt of it to knock the doorknob off.
Just like
instead
I
of
used to.
shooting.
Actually, I'm
you
sorry.
don't want to freaking accidentally shoot the Master
You know,
through a door.
Like-
Yeah,
shoot
do
downward.
that. Do that, and then she gets fired, and then we're all like a peg up.
That's gonna be damage to the wood if you freaking shoot.
I'm not worried about the wood. Our Master's being murdered.
I'll be pissed with you.
So you blow the door open.
Blam.
All right, the door flies open as a
Get
bullet.
your greasy mitts off my Master. Whoever is in here.
you look inside the Master's room, and at the open window of his in his room, you see a crouched skeletal figure holding the Master above his head, his bony calcified head, as he's about, and he kind of glances at you, and the Master is all like, "Let go of me!" So wriggling on top of him, and he just like jumps out the window.
Holding the Master?
Yep.
Not good. I know I'm just gonna get blamed for this somehow. No, I'm completely loyal, so I'm going to. Well, I can't carry the machine gun as a bat, probably, or can I?
I'm pretty sure nobody
Didn't you
cares.
have- Didn't you have the holding bag abilities?
I have the 4D dress, but so I transform. Or I throw the machine gun back into my dress. We'll say, turn into a bat, and I go flying after him because no bonehead is gonna make off with my Master in the middle of the night.
Okay, as you go outside, as you get to the window, you can see a large, and which is kind of understating it, there are more skeletons than the eye can see, kind of slowly marching towards the manor on the ground. There must be hundreds of them.
This is exactly what the 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun was made for. So I'll drop to the ground. I'll whip it out. Get the tripod set up, and the cigar still in my mouth. I'll rattle your bones. And let's
start blasting away, right?
Yeah, start cutting loose.
Okay, there's not much to let's see. Yeah, so as you like hop to the ground and whip out your machine gun and give some incredibly cheesy one-liner, you have skeletons swarming you. So go ahead and give me an athletics roll.
4.
Let's see what these guys would have. Oh.
Well, they have no muscle mass.
Can't be that hard to kill, right?
So you're actually missing more than you usually would.
Well,
Oh, I see. It's 3.
you aim at their feet.
Okay, so what did you get?
4.
Cool. They get a, so as you land on the ground and start daka-ing away, hordes of skeletons just erupt into calcified powder. And, but you're noticing they're, like, gaining on, there's, like, so many of them that they're starting to swarm you. From all sides, there are skeletons reaching out to you with, little rusted machetes and bones and shit like that.
Get some!
And they start trying to hack away. They manage to get close enough to where they start dogpiling you.
Okay, whoa.
And I'm thinking, okay, by now Brianna's heard all the noise.
I'm sure you guys can all hear the machine gun fire in the
Magda.
backyard.
Oh!
Yes, Magda.
has...
Speaking of which, okay, so real quick to resolve that rule, you actually managed to lose in a contested roll. So what's happening is you rolled a what now?
A 4.
Okay, these guys got a 12 total. What happens is, in order to determine stress damage, you divide that whatever the winner got by the attribute you're defending with, which in this case would be athletics. So 12, and what was your athletics?
4. Or my athletics is 1, my actual score. What I rolled was 4.
Oh, okay, so your athletics score is 1.
Yeah.
So in that case, you take 12 stress damage. These guys are so indicate that somewhere on your character sheet.
How much stress can I take, or is it just 0 until I take damage?
The stress before the stress you accumulate has to go over your spirit before you start getting
Alright,
stress
so
explosion.
12 stress. I'm super stressed.
This is a stressful situation, you might say. So yeah, these dorks are like grabbing at your nice dress, trying to tear you apart, and you're just trying to swat them off. Now let's bounce back to what Riza and Madeline are doing. So you guys are like just getting in towards the foyer. In the moonlight, you can see like this massive horde of skeletons walking towards this manor. You guys, they haven't really noticed you yet. They're like just kind of pulling themselves out of the ground and moving towards it as if guided. What are you guys doing then? Are you just continuing towards the manor, or do you have any special plans?
To the door!
Yeah, to the
Get
door.
the fuck in that door!
Will the wheelbarrow fit through the door? It should, right?
Double doors for a manor? Yeah.
Ditch the wheelbarrow, Riza, and you run.
No,
no,
the
we need the
wheelbarrow is
wood.
going inside.
We need the wood. Don't do all this
Alright.
and not get the wood.
I'll fix the floor later.
Alright, so you guys go, and now this sounds kind of skillful, I'm not gonna lie. You're trying to not just get into the door, but try and do so very, very fast, and try and keep a good grip on the wheelbarrow as you go. So give me that result. And as you're darting through that pile of
4.
4? Okay. So that manages to as you dart for this foyer door, it's kind of like it's closed. So what happens is you like I'm going to say Riza, you try and you fire an extending arm to open it or some shit like that, because you're an android. That's what androids do,
Yeah,
right?
help
Unlatch
me
it! Unlatch it! quick!
Should he roll
Go
to
Riza's
help
stretchy
out?
arm.
In fact, yeah, you should. You should help out.
still
I
has my
forgot
pole
about
out.
that. So what you do is you're just gonna roll your skill, and you're going to add the results together to determine how high that is.
12.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely more than
Yeah.
enough. So yeah, you unlatch the door as you guys are barreling towards it, and
We're barreling.
and you crash inside, and you hurriedly close the door behind you. The wheelbarrow skids to a stop as you try and keep control of it, and you hear scraping and moans at the windows.
Gotta.
And that you hear gunfire. And let's go ahead and bounce off to Magda. So Magda, you've been
barricade
tending
the
to the
house?
fireplace, kind of
Should we
trying to get a
barricade the
fire
house?
going. Most of the wood that you have, though, is a little too
By
green
our
to do
knowledge,
that,
the
though, so
master is
you're
still
having a lot of
upstairs waiting
difficulty.
for
You hear
firewood.
gunshots outside. What do you do?
Okay.
I rush to the door to find out what's going on.
That's my priority.
You see these two barrel in and skid to a stop. Something maybe like the odd log like falls out of their wheelbarrow, and they're all
All of them. She just immediately dumps all the wood and Riza.
they are clearly distressed.
Okay. I asked, what's going on outside? I can hear gunfire.
We've got undead.
Undead?
Yeah.
Give me the poleaxe. Now.
Well, yeah, of course, but
And wait.
I need to get this firewood upstairs.
Not at the moment. We've got something going on outside.
Daka,
That
daka,
needs
daka,
to take
daka.
top priority, all right?
No.
Click,
Riza,
click, click.
give me my poleaxe now.
Well, for God's sake, take it. But I need to get the firewood
And I also
upstairs
listen to
because
me.
the master is
Listen to
expecting
me.
firewood.
Listen
Hey.
to me.
Daka,
Let
daka.
her do it. We'll barricade the house.
I want one of those talismans off the tree right now.
Did you did grab a talisman?
Oh, I
off the
grabbed
tree?
like the whole bundle of
Give
crap.
her
Get
the
it from-
rope with all the talismans.
I'm just
still
gonna
attached.
throw a random handful of pocket. Like,
Thank you.
Other stuff falls out.
I gotta go. You guys tend to the damn fire. I gotta see what's going on outside. I need to find out. I heard the master scream. It's a mess.
wait. You heard him. When?
Master
Daka, daka,
scream.
daka, daka.
Alice went out to go find out what's going on. Then I hear gunfire. You guys come flying in the door. I got to go.
So it's at,
where am I building a fire?
Build it in the
Yeah,
fireplace.
so
Just go, Meg.
Magda goes outside while you're wondering where you're gonna start that fire. And Magda, as you head outside, you see a half a dozen skeletons lumbering, arms outstretched towards the foyer door. They are clearly intending you harm. What do you do?
I raise the talisman and whack the little bastards with my axe.
Okay, give me an athletics roll.
Okay, my athletics right now are 2, and I'm gonna roll the bone. 3.
Oh my god. Okay, so they got a 6, so they actually managed to beat you. What happens now is you're gonna divide that roll by by whatever athletics you had. Could you tell me your athletics
My
there?
athletics are 2.
Okay,
So
so
I rolled
you
a 3.
so go ahead and put 3 stress down on your character.
Yeah, you could
sheet there.
tally it. It's at the bottom. The very bottom is stress.
Yeah, just put like slash
Tally
marks,
marks?
or something like that. Tally marks.
I'll put it on the backside.
Wait, no. It
Where
goes
is it?
it goes right here at the bottom, the very bottom.
Oh, stress.
It's yeah, down.
Oh, I
right.
just noticed that. I'm sorry.
So, let's
Okay.
see. And now what's your spirit at? Okay, a lot. Okay,
Awesome.
good. So what
They're very
happens
good.
is as you raise your talisman up and like starts one hand swinging your poleaxe to get these bastards off of you, and you like clank the skull off of one or two of them, and the other two like kind of push you aside actually, and they start heading inside the house. They like
You were supposed to close the door.
well, they're opening it. They're like, they're like intelligently moving and like trying to fiddle with the latch and force it open and stuff like that. You two, you hear this skeletal sound of bone on wood, and you hear Magda shouting, and then the door starts trying to open. What do you guys do? Well, you have like seconds to act here.
Well, I dropped what I'm doing. I was intending to barricade the house, but dummy over here opened the door, so...
You could go outside and help her fight.
Oh, I definitely will go outside to help her.
Okay, so you open the door and like 3 skeletons kind of half fall inside. They like kind of pick themselves off the ground and they start like viciously clawing at you. What do you do?
I pull out my broom.
Let's get this mess out of the house. Holy shit! Give
Sweep
me an
them out of the
And
athletics
house.
I
roll.
figure I wield the broom like a bow staff or whatever.
Exactly. You're going full Shaolin on these nerds. So go ahead and give me athletics if you would, please. Really?
15.
Okay. These guys. These
Oh,
guys.
was I supposed to multiply by 3?
You multiply by you roll 1d6 and then you multiply that by whatever
Because
your
I didn't
stat
multiply
is.
by 3.
Oh,
What's your
Or by
athletics?
2. I didn't multiply, so it was 10.
We've
Oh,
moved
well,
past
too-
it at this
too
point.
late.
Yeah.
Rip,
Nobody
no,
told me that part.
learning new things going forward.
Oh man, you almost got him in the eye, man.
Ignorance is no excuse. All right.
So, all right. So you you shuffle these nerds outside the door like so much dandruff. It's like you just like get your broom and you're like smack, 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 and then
You sweep so hard their bones blow apart.
Exactly. And Magda,
Star Wars kid.
So Magda, for like the time being, like this, there's like kind of an opening here. There's no real that you see in the distance, like yards away, skeletons like walking towards the door. But you kind of have a moment to where you can get inside without too much without any difficulty. Do you go inside, or are you intending to find Alice in those gunshots? Because all this time you're hearing daka daka daka
Daka, 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 daka. Reload.
Being that I'd heard Master scream, Alice had gone to see if she could help him. I'm going to stick with Alice, whether I like the drunken bugger or not.
Okay, so
4 drinks.
So you start rounding the property. You like dart around, kind of following the sound of the gunfire, and you see like a mass of skeletons kind of bearing down on Alice as she like swats at them with this with this gun and rifle butts them, hits them with the barrel, whatever she has to do, and like keeps firing at them. But she's kind of clearly getting overwhelmed. What do you do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I watched Food
So I'm in the backyard. I'm shooting when I can, and when one's too close, I'm swinging the gun at them like a club.
Yeah, this is like
I'm being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
I'm just gonna keep
Dawn of the
swinging my
Dead
pole.
over here.
I'm swinging my pole. I'm going to do my damnedest to swing my pole, and
Can
I'm
I
very
move
Alice.
to help them?
Yeah, are you running outside to after Magda? Like, Magda, wait!
I shut the door before running.
Well, you said you'd close the door.
Well, you close the door and then you phase
Building
through it
fire
because
now.
ghost, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll run over to them. What does the situation look like?
As you follow Magda, you're like kind of a half pace behind her, but you see like in the distance from the manor, maybe like 50 yards away, you see these like skeletal figures just marching on the fucking manor, like hundreds of them. And speaking of which, what are you doing, Rita, as this all transpires? Are you following Madeline as she heads out the door?
The latest entry on the master location.txt file is bedroom upstairs.
Okay.
So I'm headed up there to light a fire in his fireplace to keep him warm while he sleeps.
Excellent.
That is.
You did.
He doesn't know
But
that.
this robot is a lunkhead and doesn't know what it's doing.
It's not a robot. It's an android.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Could've fooled me.
racist.
Fucking racist.
You should be in a factory somewhere putting like spare rims on Toyotas or something.
Nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts.
You head upside there, Rita, and you find a rather dismal room. There's like bedding tossed everywhere. There's bookshelves knocked over. There's like there's clearly been a struggle. And outside, daka 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 across at the bottom foot of an open window, and you can hear Alice's voice down there.
Finally, connecting 2 points in the files here. I decided to go to the window and take a look and see what's going on.
You see Alice fighting for her life.
Okay, but is the master anywhere there?
Actually, go ahead and give me a skill check.
24.
In the dim moonlight, your enhanced vision manages to make out a lone skeleton with a screaming raised boy over his head, making off into the distance. You can clearly see where they're going. It looks like that forest you guys came from.
Go gadget legs.
Yeah, you hop.
I gotta follow the master.
Okay, so you hop down, or what are you doing exactly?
Little helicopter blades pop out of the shoulders.
Propeller hat.
Put, pop, bang!
Hit the ground a little harder than I meant to, but yeah.
A few nuts and bolts pop off. But
Okay, so you
I'll pick those up later. Nobody move them.
so you land next to Alice,
oh, thank God you're here!
and on the other
You're welcome.
And on the other side of a crowd of skeletons there, Magda, you see, as you come around the corner, you see, Riza
Riza
A12.
A12.
Sorry, I'm terrible with names. This is why I have to write them down. You see Riza hop out the balcony and land next to where you presume Alice is, because all you can see is kind of skeletons converging on her location.
And then bullets exploding out of a pile of skeletons.
Yeah, so
There's just a flower of, fire erupting from the end. Yeah.
So it more or less sounds like the intent here is to dispatch this small army of skeletons before pursuing the master. Is that more or less fair to say? Or are you are you trying to evade the skeletons and stay
if there
hard
are
on the...
too many of them in the way, then yeah, I kind of gotta wait until a path is clear.
It depends on how you do it, right? Because you're an android. Think of something an android could do to get past a bunch of skeletons.
You see where the master is. You see that we've got our hands full of skeletons, so we're
We will
dealing
handle
with
the skeletons, get the master.
go get the
Propeller over the skeletons.
Yeah, that's a thing you could do. Sure, you're an android.
All right, so I
Go gadget.
I confirm with Alice real quick, I suppose.
Yeah. What do you tell?
Try and keep the ground below me clear in case I fall out of the sky.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm trying to keep the ground below me clear right now, but if I manage that, yeah.
How you doing, Madeline?
Well, I'd like to kill some stuff to help Alice.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like
stay behind and whack skeletons.
So
I am master fetching.
Whack
so-
on, whack
Could
on.
Madeline ghost through skeletons?
I don't really see why she couldn't.
Could Madeline ghost me through skeletons?
No, you're a vampire.
You're a vampire.
Okay, so Madeline cannot make solid things go through solid things.
Do you think you
Nope.
could make yourself small and squeak, squeak, squeak out of the pile, boy?
Yeah, you turn into a bat, I grab you and pull you out.
Okay. Would that be possible?
So, in other words, you guys are trying to evade the skeletons.
I'm trying to get out of the pile of skeletons.
So that you don't end up dead.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if I can just hover over
Because
them.
I could imagine one of them skewering him right through the vitals.
So, all right, let's go ahead and resolve this
Yeah.
then. So it sounds like you're basically trying to get out from under this horde of skeletons.
Yes.
Go ahead and the two of you give me a combined skill roll.
Okay.
What are we rolling for?
You're rolling skill. You're working together. So what you're doing is you're tallying up your individual results.
So that is 4 for you and 12 for me.
Okay. And let me see what these skeletons have to say about
So
that.
total 16.
Oh, wait. All right. So total of 16, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So as these skeletons kind of are still trying to bear down on you, you go ahead and stuff your gun in whatever fucking crazy pocket you have. You turn into a bat. You start flying up, and Madeline, you start phasing around, trying to just go straight through the skeletons. And you guys get some air, and they're kind of on the ground, so they can't kind of reach you. So they're just looking up, shaking their angry, calcified skeletal hands, and then they start trying to go back in the manor. Oh.
Halloween!
Trick-or-treaters.
Oh my god.
It actually happened.
It actually happened.
It's almost 6 p.m., but we've got our first batch.
It's Halloween time.
Halloween time.
Good night.
What were they dressed as?
A couple of little Star Wars characters, and the girls were kind of like fairy things with awesome faces, done like skeletons with jewels around their eyes.
Oh, so like
jeweled
Day of
skulls.
the Dead, or what do you really call it?
Dia de la Muerte.
Did you hear that? Was that you?
That was him.
That was his spooky sound effect.
Okay, I thought it was outside. That was perfect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the parents were in the back room going, I didn't hear you say trick or treat. I didn't hear you say thank you.
Okay, that's a plane.
The plane.
The plane.
Oh, he's back.
Okay, so
So to briefly reiterate there, Kyle, that
My
these two are going
apologies.
full evasive maneuvers on the skeletons, trying to just get around them. Now they're just trying to get inside the manor for, I don't know, some reason.
if I can get on the balcony,
I
and
guess
put my
walls
gun
are
up,
better than nothing.
Oh,
I could
sure.
shoot at him from the balcony without the skeletons getting at me.
That's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, if that's your
Yeah.
plan. But yeah, so you so to bounce back to what
Riza.
can say, yeah, you as you activate hover mode and you kind of fly over a horde of skeletons, you see that one lone skeleton bringing your master into towards the forest line, and you're like you're flying after him, but he's got some solid ground on you. So, meanwhile, Magda, these two just took to the skies, and the skeletons are mostly ignoring you and just kind of trying to claw for windows nearby doors and get inside. What are you doing?
I'm just going to keep whacking away until something happens and I see the
Oh yeah,
rest
we
of
forgot
everybody
Magda
else.
down there.
Yeah, so Magda's still just kind of trying to knock skeletons apart around the house line.
How's Magda doing? Is Magda about to be overwhelmed now?
No, Magda just keeps on moving, and I've got armor. I'm going to fight him off. I don't care. I got my axe. I'm going to keep swinging.
Well, I
Swing for
figured
the fences.
I would throw Alice away from the danger, like shoot her off so that
We're on
she
the balcony.
Okay, so I'm hurled through the air by Madeline.
And I'm gonna go
some
to
kind of bat
Magda
ball.
to help fight off.
The mess you've made.
Actually,
didn't make
if I'm in the air and I've got momentum, I'm gonna go after to help because you have 0 athletics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why did we even send the freaking robot to? I'm gonna go after Riza.
Okay, so I'll throw you that direction.
Yeah, hurl me that way.
Because what I've got is skill.
Yeah, well, I've got skill too and luck. So, and a machine
I
gun.
don't have much luck.
So the two of you kind of meet each other mid-air, you in your little bat form, you in your go-go gadget helicopter moto. Do you exchange any words?
All right, here's the plan. You're gonna fly down there and crash into that skeleton. I'm gonna grab the master, and then I'm gonna take him back. And then you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do.
Fly away home.
Better idea. You're going to fly towards the both of them, and then at the last second, you change out of bat form, and I will do all of that shit that you just said.
Okay, better plan. And then I'm going to just fly down there.
Okay, it's...
And I'm going to try and just grab the master away from the skeleton.
Okay, note that they're still pretty far ahead of you. You're kind of gaining on them a little because
Okay,
you're flying.
so we got
but
some time.
It's gonna, but yeah. So, let's go ahead and jump back to Magda and Madeline. So, Madeline, you kind of like materialize by Magda. She's like swinging her halberd at all these damn skeletons, and they're clawing at the windows. You hear glass breaking. They're like climbing inside. It's awful.
Oh, breaking the windows.
Oh.
That's a
really
trigger
gonna
for
tick
me.
you
You're
off.
going to have to sweep up that glass.
Memories. My
Glass
dress becomes
breaking.
a bit
She
more
goes
red.
into Vietnam mode.
What was that characteristic that you had?
What?
That
Which
was
one?
poltergeist-like? What was that?
Oh no, that's a stress explosion. I'm not
okay. I
stressed
get that.
yet.
Just emotionally triggered by the sound of breaking
Oh, I got
glass.
So, yeah, these skeletons are mostly ignoring you guys, and they're just climbing inside the manor. What are you guys doing?
All right, I'm gonna try and keep out as many zombies as I can.
Okay, so you can just go right through the wall, and then you can try and keep fighting them out.
Yeah,
from
you
getting into the
take
windows.
care of the ones coming. I'll take the ones coming in.
Sounds fantastic.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
So I'm
so-
just gonna keep whacking away.
So we'll assume how that kind of works out is I'm kind of picture as Madeline phases into a window and starts trying to very hastily barricade whatever she can.
Yeah,
while
barricading and fighting off undead.
ones that
Picking
have gotten
picking up
inside.
a plank, smashing a skull, and then nailing it to a window.
Exactly, in the same motion. And Magda is just kind of outside trying to fight off as many as she can to stop them from getting in the window and fucking up the interior decoration. Like seriously,
Keep that bone dust off the rugs.
Exactly. So go ahead and give me a combined teamwork roll. You're going to be doing skill, Madeline, and you're going to be doing another athletics there, Magda.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
12.
6.
Okay, 6.
18 altogether.
Okay, so 18, and what was that was the
18
total?
altogether, yeah.
Real quick, like, Magda, didn't you have something, like, special that boosts your skill rolls or something like that?
You can read, I can't read.
I'm trying to look it up again. Because for some reason I think hard worker, that was it.
I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep...
Let me just double check, because I know that did something, but I honestly forget what it is. Your relentless hard work pays off in the form of a +3 to the end result of any skill roll. Okay, so whatever
so we've
you
been
rolled, add
messing that up.
+3. Whatever you rolled, add +3 to
So
that.
9.
Oh.
So between the two of them, a total of 21.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, 21.
Okay, I told you I was relentless. I'm not giving up.
There we go. So let's see what these dorks get, really. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's enough. So what ends up happening is, Madeline, you're like you're clunking some skeletons that climbed inside the window, like rendering them inert as they explode into 1,000 shards of bony dust, and you. Yeah.
Oh, they're on the rug.
It gets all over the rug.
Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Then you like turn to the window and you like grab the nearest heaviest object and like just start pushing it in front of the windows and doors and
bookcases, slide
stuff.
them over.
Wow.
Yep. And outside you hear Magda doing her best to thin the herd, as it were. But and now let's bounce over to Riza and Alice. So you two are starting to have been gaining on the skeleton, kind of.
We're apparently in a race to the skeleton and the master.
You're faster than him. It's just that he had some lead over you.
Yeah.
So, but by now you've kind of caught up. You're like nearing the. You're passing like that area of rocks on the ground where all the skeletons popped out of the area that you passed by on the way to the forest, and you're kind of catching up to him. You're like close enough to like do something. Describe what you two have in mind again.
I will fly at the skeleton, I guess, like...
You're gonna like rugby tackle
minute,
him?
at the last minute, and then I'll change back to an 8-year-old sized girl.
And you're gonna
And
rugby tackle him?
And just tackle him, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully with enough momentum to...
Aim for the spine.
Yeah, the spine.
Give me an athletics roll. Yeah, an athletics roll.
5.
Do you multiply it by...
No, I have 1 in athletics.
Oh, 5.
So what happens is, this skeleton is running. You hear the shrill voice of your master. You like time your little transformation. You resume your little girl form. You hackle this skeleton, and he kind of like stops and like looks around you, and you hear a discordant voice. Hey, get off!
So he's now just carrying the master and me on his back.
He's like kind of like looking behind at you. You're on his back, but you're not really slowing him down.
Hey, stop it! Stop! I'm a vampire. I'm a higher form of undead. You have to listen to me.
Oh, you racist motherfucker! None of you, all you vampires are the same.
I start beating on the back of his skull with my little girl fist.
It's pretty ineffectual, so he's all like, just get off! My master wants to see the forest, let go of me!
Yeah, well, you got my master, so...
He's not
One of us is gonna have to give, pal!
He's not your master, he's my master!
Would you do something, Riza?
I am going to cannonball the entire situation. I'm just aiming for the center of mass.
Gonna crash into him.
Crash into all of us?
Just the exact same thing a second time.
Give me an athletics roll.
Oh, okay. 0.
Okay, you too climb onto Alice's back. and now the skeleton is kind of noticeably slower. He's trying to shake you guys off, but like Alice is on his back, you're on Alice's back, and the two of you are nagging him to let go of your master.
I think we went a little awry. Hey, buddy, do you mind stopping?
Give me an affection roll.
3.
Yes, I mind, Stompy. You little shit, let go of me. He's a very foul-mouthed skeleton. This guy is not washing his mouth. And you actually
He should not be swearing in front of the master.
No, he
like
should
that.
not. I command you, as a superior undead, to be more proper in front of our young master.
Give me a will roll. And also, Kyle, you take 2 stress divided by whatever that athletics was. I guess that was 0.
What is
you
0?
can't
So
divide
do
by
I just
0.
take the 2?
Yeah, you take the
Okay.
2. And what did you roll for will?
Total 9.
Okay. And what did you ask him to do again?
To be more proper around our master.
I will.
Yeah, my eyes glow red, and I exert my vampiric undead will on him to be nice.
Ooh, spooky, spooky.
And he kind of stops for a minute and he like puts the master down. He's like slumps back a little bit, like crossing his arms, and he says,
Yes,
Yeah.
you will obey your vampiric overlord.
and he's not even responding to that. He's all like, Mom always said I had a problem with my mouth. I'm sorry, Master.
All right, good enough. Grab the boy. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's
Alright,
go.
Yeah, we're
Jeez
snatching
it.
him up and we're going.
You grab the master and you start running as fast as you can before the skeleton goes, Hey, wait a minute!
Give him to me. I'll hover mode out of here. You can bat along with us.
Yeah, no takesies, backsies.
Yeah, we
So-
have him now. Numbskull.
So, yeah, he helicopter modes the young master, and I'll follow.
Nice. So you guys have escorted the master away. He's still shrilly, like, he's crying a little bit. He's like, wait a minute. He had me. It was a
Hush, hush, little master.
Beep boop.
I don't have much affection, so that's the best I can do.
All the same, you have both directly saved the master, and even though he's a little too incoherent to respond, you guys get some. Go ahead and roll me a 2d6, would you?
He rolled a tutti frutti and
7.
7.
I didn't even see
6.
that.
You guys get that many points in favor. So take a number of tokens related to favor.
The eyes are watering. Oh.
Reds are 2s, blues are 1s.
All right, and I think that's probably a good spot to take a brief
Yeah.
I'm going to
inner
bathroom
break.
first, Kyle.
Let's take
Inner
a
inner.
Oh, I
anomalous.
went twice this time, so please do.
Okay, and we are back.
Alright, so where we last left off, the let's see, Riza and Alice joined forces to trick the skeleton into releasing their master, and they swiftly absconded with him. Meanwhile, back at the manor, Madeline and Magda are desperately trying to fend off the skeletal invasion as they try and batter their way into the house to do who knows what. Probably make a mess or something, little bastards.
We're gonna wreck up the place.
Exactly. So, let's, as we just left off on Riza and Alice. God, I'm horrible with names. Let's go ahead and bounce back to Magda and Madeline. So, Madeline, you're busy trying to thwack all the skeletons that have gotten in the halls. You notice as you're like attacking them and trying to dispatch them, they have gotten out little wooden. They're trying to break furniture and stuff, like pull apart the railings on stairwells. They're trying to tear down the drapes. They're trying to dismantle this place.
I fly into a rage. May I attack?
Oh no, you're dispatching them. It's just it's a
Okay.
foregone conclusion based off the roll you made before. I'm just telling you kind of what
Okay.
they're doing as you're
All right.
doing that.
Well, I'm pissed off. I'm screaming at them. I'm making ghostly wails. Banshee.
So
You were getting like
Floaty.
bigger.
Floaty.
Your shrouds are
you know,
just.
The clothes are waving in a wind that doesn't exist.
real quick, what's your maid's special power again?
Weapon from nowhere.
You can pull out weapons.
Yeah, I'm using my broom. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Maybe
you have.
maybe she's whipping out even more. Well, no, it's you pull your weapon seemingly from nowhere and get a surprise attack. So never mind. You're pissed. You're smacking the shit out of them.
All right.
Magda, you're outside and you hear like just some wailing and angry noises from Madeline inside it, and accompanied by the loud smashing of bone. You're noticing that these fucking skeletons are not relenting. They are just keep trying to push past you and climb into the house and like get in windows and do all that stuff. They're mostly ignoring you, and you're just kind of hacking at them as they go by. Are you just like still just smashing away at them, or are you trying to do anything in particular?
I'm just going to keep smashing away because I know that girl inside that house is going to protect it for every last inch of her being.
Yep.
So until the master is back and I can get back in safely, I'm going to keep whacking away.
Speaking of which, you, as you are there smashing stuff on the outside of some, I don't know, awning next to a window or something, you see these two, Riza and Alice, fly towards the window and land. And I'm assuming land nearby. Where specifically were you guys going? She can at least see you guys, but where are you going?
Into the master's bedroom, probably.
Right. Still got to get that fire going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't
Into the master's bedroom.
Can't forget about the fire. So yeah, you hear the master like sniveling. Lucas is like in the arms of Riza A12 as she floats on helicopter blades up into the second story of the house into the master's window. So you can pretty clearly see the master is safe.
Has a reasonable dent been made in the skeletons, or are they endlessly coming at us from the woods?
There's a lot of them, but if I were to, yeah, no, there's a shitload of them, and they're still coming. Honestly, you can't even tell if there's a lot of smashed bones and stuff, but no noticeable dent in their numbers has been made.
We gotta figure out something to unpiss off these skeletons. So does anyone have any ideas?
Well, there was a response from that one skeleton when you brought up the point about his bad language and the master situation. So I think you need to address the fact that the master is safe.
Speaking of which,
Intimidation might work.
as Riza brings in the master into the bedroom, and you're just kind of floating around, you notice behind you, Alice, you notice that skeleton from before chasing like while all the others are kind of lumbering slowly towards the manor, this one is like running full tilt.
This one is the boss skeleton. All right.
You can hear kind of muffled shouting made not quite audible due to distance, but it is angry and it is like you can see it running towards you.
All right.
The manor.
Well, cut off the head, kill the body. So I'm gonna change back into my normal form, set up that gun on the master's balcony. You know, you got to lead a running target a little bit.
Exactly.
Get him in my sights, and I'm gonna let's see. I can spend favor, right, to improve rolls.
Yes, you can.
So spend a number of favor, or let's see.
To get +1 to either the die roll or the attribute for one action. So let's.
So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 10.
So do you have
12.
to announce that you're spending favor before the roll?
Wait, I can raise an attribute if I have 10 favor?
Yeah, if you want.
And shooting goes off of my athletics, right?
Yeah, more or less. It's just kind of your all-around combat stat, more or less.
Okay, so...
I deserve more favor than that. Come on.
Alright, okay, so I'm gonna raise my athletics then to 2.
Okay, cool.
Which is 10 of my favor.
So go ahead and discard that much. And yeah, in a moment of just inspiration, you some kind of I don't know, maybe it's some kind of it's some dark energy in the air, but you feel your undead body become much stronger, and you undead lolly hulk up a little bit. Your like muscles bulge notably, and you have
tough
your
lolly, and then and then I trail him, and then daka.
Okay, he has no real way to resist, so just go ahead and give me. Well, actually, yeah, he can kind of dodge, I guess. So go ahead and give me a roll.
So it's 1d6 multiplied by my athletics.
Yep.
4.
Let's see, what was it? Okay. You lead him, you shoot your gun at him, and his legs collapse under him as you hit his pelvis. His body just collapses under himself. His torso smashes to the ground, and his head kind of rolls along the ground.
Yes.
Wow.
Get that head.
And you hear an angry wail in the air. Master! Come to me, friends! We have to save our master! And instead of lumbering towards you, the manor, all of the skeletons in the yard turn around and start walking towards that fallen skeleton, and you can kind of hear some mumbles from nearby skeletons. They all seem to be chanting in unison. Yeah, it's what are they saying? Sorry, one moment. Oh yes, yes, Butler Calciphus. Yes.
Butler Calciphus?
And they
I don't know him.
and they start converging on his location and that fallen skeletal stuff. So meanwhile, let's bounce back to Riza. What are you doing? You just flew into the balcony. You kind of hear Alice doing some shooting behind you. The master is kind of freaking out a little bit, and he hugs you. He's all like, "Oh no! Don't leave me! Don't leave me out!"
Okay.
I don't think they
It is past your bedtime. You should be in bed, but I do have wood to stoke your fire for you now.
You want it?
What?
Okay, tell you what. How about you climb on back? We'll go get the wood together.
What?
I'm going for the wood.
I'll stay with the master.
Oh, you're busy shooting at a skeleton during this little point in time.
Okay.
You're busy with that.
Get some.
Yeah, Daka and all that. So, all right, you just kind
Hey,
of
Mom, no!
Uh-oh, what?
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Yeah. Oops.
He
There you
said
go.
stop.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I'm not going in there. Right
Let's see.
Thank you.
So Riza, you just kind of like sit the master down on his bed and go start tending to a
Hush,
fire.
hush, little master. I will get the wood.
Go ahead and roll me your skill real quick.
Am I still pecking away outside? Or do
24.
They've left me alone now, right?
24. You
Yeah, they're
said?
walking away now.
Wow, 24.
Okay. So this out of some nearby like fallen books and maybe some collapsed bookshelves or something like that alongside, I don't know, I guess were you hauling around the wood all this time, or did you leave it in the foyer?
I think it was left downstairs at the
Yeah.
door.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume this skill check revolves around like going downstairs, getting that stuff, coming back up, and like getting that going. And so you pass Madeline in the hall. She's like smashing some skeletons. You just kind of casually pass her, and you're like, make it fire. And
This is what my programming told me to do like an hour ago. This is what I'm gonna do.
we are well behind schedule at this point. So
Right.
you get that
This
wood.
fire should have been like re-stoked by now.
And before, and you bring some wood upstairs, and before you know it, you have like a roaring fire going. It's nice and toasty. Daka 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 daka.
When he was downstairs, I yelled at Riza, "You better get back down here when you're done with your stupid idea."
It's not stupid to make fires. That's
I'll see what I have time to do after my job's done.
Yeah, sheesh. You know, some people, they just get on your case for no reason. Back outside, Magda, yeah, you've, all these skeletons are just, like, walking away from you and converging, and I don't know, some point in the distance, you heard some fire from Alice above, you, heard a big, loud voice saying something, and these guys are, like, mumbling about some butler Calciphus. But they're leaving you alone, and they're not even trying to get in the manor anymore. They're just kind of walking away from you. What are you doing?
I'm going to go back in the house now and clean up the mess I'm sure that's happened.
Okay.
And check on our boy.
Okay. In the distance, Alice, you see a skull raised, levitating from an evil power into the air.
Naturally.
And he said, and a deep voice resounds throughout the air. Even in death, I still serve, Master Jacob. We're coming for you. And all the skeletons that have gotten near him explode into a whirlwind of bone.
A bonado.
A bone that starts click-clacking into place around.
Wow, they're making
this.
a giant skeleton Gundam.
Exactly. The skull, the evil skull, goes to the very head of this of the skull of this skeleton Gundam. It must be like 30 feet tall or some shit, comprised of the bones of hundreds of other skeletons. And yes, it's formed one massive creature that is currently starts stomping towards the mansion. This might be more than you can handle.
Yeah, I'm going to stop Daka for a moment. Turn into a bat and go find Madeline.
Okay.
So Madeline.
Yes, Madeline.
Yeah.
You know a Jacob, right?
Right. Little
Yeah.
Master Jacob.
Little Master Jacob. Okay. I'm trying to see.
Would I know
things are-
Calciphus?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know the name, actually. He was the butler of the previous head of the manor back when you were still alive.
Back when it was
Hadwick.
Hadwick.
Back when it was Hadwick Manor. Yeah, your master was Jacob Hadwick, and this butler Calciphus was his, the name rings a bell. Yeah, it was his butler. You kind of remember now.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to talk to this guy and get him to leave us alone. Because he's confused. He thinks
destroying the house.
he thinks that our master upstairs in bed is Jacob.
Don't you think it's Jacob, though?
Of course, yeah. Well, what are you talking about? That is Jacob. He's come back.
Okay.
So it sounds like we need to resolve something with the roll here. It sounds like you really need to convince Madeline here in a hurry that isn't her the Jacob
Okay,
she knows.
so you're a ghost,
Right.
and you've been dead for a long time.
Right.
So Jacob wouldn't be little anymore, would he? He'd have grown up.
Yeah, why didn't he?
Because that's not him!
Real quick, we're actually going to resolve this with a roll.
All right.
We're just to see if it goes one way or the other. So go ahead and let's see. It sounds like you're trying to convince her. So are you going to kind of describe how you're trying to convince her?
Gently at first, walking her through the logical
Go ahead
steps.
go ahead and use affection. And what are you trying to like? You're trying not to be convinced that.
So
this
would that will then?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. So go ahead and roll and tell me your results.
4.
All right, and I've got 3 times 3, 9.
Okay, so first off, you take 4 stress, which is divided by that stat.
Okay,
so whatever
so
the will
2.
is.
2 stress.
Okay.
So you're like dealing with the realization. This Alice is making some good points, and they're kind of starting to sink in, and you're realizing, wait, maybe that's not who I think it is.
So who is he?
That's our master, Lucas.
Lucas
Lucas
Marple Jr.
Jr. Okay.
And this
Why
is
are
his
you-
manor now. His family bought this manor.
They sold it?
Your master's family sold it to probably a real estate company or some kind of mortgage firm, or the bank repossessed it. But in any case, it now belongs to our master, Lucas.
Oh, and so you were moving in?
Yes, that's why all the furniture we moved earlier.
Well, no one told me. I thought they were intruders.
Okay, well, it was an oversight, but that's beside the point. This Calciphus guy is outside with a giant skeleton monster body, and he's gonna come here and beat up the house.
You hear stomping outside.
I rush to a window that I can peek out of that's not quite completely boarded up or
Yeah, you
covered.
go. You peek out
poke your
that
head out the
window.
wall.
You peek your head through the wall, and you see a giant skeletal foot being swung towards the door, towards the wall. And as you start looking outside, it moves through you because, after all, you're a ghost, right? And it smashes through the wall. This thing is destroying the mansion.
You want me to talk to that?
You used to work with him, right? The butler?
Calciphus!
Meanwhile, what's Magda doing? She's seeing this massive fucking skeleton bearing down on the manor.
But somebody has to watch out for little Lucas.
That's
So
true.
that's my job now.
That's true. Are you gonna? So what are you doing?
Do
Are
you
you like
need me?
running upstairs?
Yeah, I think somebody better protect him.
Okay, so as that whole fucking bone-nado shit is going on, you're like, not having any of that. Let's
Well,
go back.
Do you need me? Because
Defend-
you have to talk to look.
Defend the master.
Don't-
Yeah, he
Alright.
needs to be... Yeah, he's gonna get snatched up real quick.
Again, I should have gone there in the first place. I let the little one do.
Well,
No, that's fine.
in the period of time, it's assumed that like this is happening briefly before the whole wall collapse thing is going on. So yeah, you climb back. You like I
I
don't
gotta
know.
go take care of Lucas. Get
Yep.
some hot cocoa, whatever it takes.
Calm
He's got a
him.
fire.
Calm him down. He's kind of freaking out.
You're
You get
welcome.
There's nothing to worry about. Boom!
You get up there, and Riza is tending to a fire. It's a really nice.
Hush, little master.
She's trying to calm him down. He's kind of still freaked out, but he's like kind of cozying up to the fire. This is kind of nice, actually. Maybe this night's not so bad.
Yeah, all right.
And then boom, wham!
Riza, the fire is awesome.
Thank
Maybe
you.
you should go down there and fly around or something and help these guys distract Lord Calciphus so Madeline can talk to him.
As you're discussing
What do you
tactics,
think?
the floor collapses and the three of you start falling down amidst a bunch of timber. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll real quick.
Okay, I've got a 2.
On both of us.
Yep.
Okay.
Go, propel.
0.
2 times 6 is 12.
Remember, add in whatever that thing was. I think it was
Plus
plus
three.
3.
So 15.
Kyle got 0.
Okay, let me just
Yes.
look up something.
You useless hunk of scrap.
Okay, so
15.
15. You actually
will
managed to
modify
fail
myself to shoot wood
by
into her.
5. This guy
There's
is
plenty of wood
destroying
shards.
everything, and you're caught up in it.
Oh,
So
I was going to take care of the little guy.
divide 5 by whatever your athletics is. What's your athletics?
2.
So that would be
7.5.
about 2. We're gonna round down. So go ahead and take 2 stress. You're taking Kyle. You're taking the full 20 stress. What's your stress at?
My stress is now at 22. My spirit is only 20. I just hit it.
Okay, so
I'm complaining.
so what this means
You
is
just built that fire, and now
Right?
it's been smashed apart.
oh yeah, that fire is like the fireplace is like falling out. It's like tumbling down a slant inside the collapsed floor, and it's like falling down and shit. It's
We're not going to be
awful.
able to sweep this up.
So let's see what was your stress total now, Kyle?
22.
Okay, so what that means, damn it, 22. We'll round that to 20. So for approximately 20 minutes in real life time, what that means is you're going to have to act complaining. Whatever you do, it has to revolve around complaining. You still have the freedom to kind of decide what you're doing, but it has to involve complaining in some way.
All I wanted to do was start this goddamn fire, and I've been getting resistance the entire time. Don't chop that tree. We need you to do this. No, I just tried lighting a fire, and now that it's lit, what does that get me? Fucking nothing. Nobody cares about the fire up there and the hole in the ceiling.
The master Lucas, he slides into a pile of debris and starts coughing as he kind of climbs out of it, kind of disoriented. Also, some embers from the fire start mixing into the various debris.
Of course.
That's what I was thinking.
Of course.
You smell smoke.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Meanwhile, Alice and Madeline, you guys just had a skeletal foot slam through a wall, and you can hear like the collapse of something loud elsewhere in the house. What are you guys doing now?
Well, I screamed Calcifer's name. I wonder if there is a response.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me your effect. What's kind of the intent here? What are you trying to do?
Well,
Knock it off, you.
I'm just trying to get
more or
him to pay
Nobody
attention
wants
to
to
me
get
and to
to hell.
recognize that I'm here and to get him to listen to me.
Okay, yeah, roll your affection.
Because if he was the butler, it's his job to buttle the other servants. He would remember Madeline.
1.
And what's that total?
1.
You spent some favor. Bump. Oh. Never mind.
You've got like 2 favor, right?
I have 3.
Oh, 3 favor.
You can, so yeah, if you spend 1d6 favor, which in other words you decide you're going to spend a favor and roll a dice and like see if you can, because if you roll higher than that, you know, you're not going to be able to, then the favor you have, I mean, and then
Okay.
you get a 1 dice. I am going to tell you right now though that he's kind of rolled a lot higher than you could manage. Alice, on the other hand, are you able to assist this in any way? Madeline is trying to get this guy's attention. Are you assisting that in any sort of way?
I turn into a bat. And I fly up around the cockpit of this mecha skeleton.
As you ride up, you see through like various bones. Yes, a skeletal cockpit. He's sitting in a chair, manipulating some skeletal controls.
So I fly up there and I say, I shout, "You're not being very proper. Madeline is trying to talk to you."
Remember
Okay.
Madeline?
So, let's see. I guess that'd count as either will or affection. I'll say which other. Yeah, no, that sounds kind of stern, so we'll go with will.
All right.
And tell me what that total is, and then add it to Madeline's total.
So 3 times 3, that's 9.
So we got 10.
10.
Okay, that's not enough. What happens is that as you're trying to get his attention, Butler Calcifer says something to the effect of, "Annoying vermin, we've come for a master," and he tries to, he swats at you, and you get a face full of skeletal mecha arm and fly into some debris somewhere. Would you go ahead and take, let's see, that was, divide 10 by your will, and that's how much stress you took.
So 3.
Tally.
Meanwhile, let's see.
Magda's trying to put out a fire.
Yeah, so you guys, as Lucas is kind of crawling out of some debris, my everything hurts. Yeah, you smell some fire and notice some little spot flames picking up around you guys. What are you doing? Are you trying to put that out?
I'm trying to put out the fire.
Are you okay? There is a massive skeleton that may be a problem somewhere down the hall. I'm not sure. You guys can perceive him by now, no doubt.
Yeah, we noticed him.
Do you think I could take out his legs?
Would you like to try to?
I'm gonna try to take out that guy's
30
legs.
feet tall, so that's...
Then hopefully he falls away from the house.
It's okay. That's what you've got that halberd for.
That's what I'm going for.
So,
it's like, okay, I got the little fire.
That's not too tall.
So in that case,
no, it's not. It's like go
the size
away
of
from the
one of those
house. So I'm
posts.
gonna want to get behind him and hopefully
Maybe a little bit more.
take out his legs.
So Riza, your temperature. Your infrared cameras are picking up notable spots of high concentrated heat around the master. Are you trying to do anything about that, or what are you?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna be bitching the whole way there.
I
will pluck him out of the fire, and now I got this dumbass getting himself caught on fire.
Lucas starts
These
crying.
people are all dicking around at the front door.
You could try busting a pipe. A water pipe.
If one has already been busted, you could just use it to spray.
Yeah. Or either are you going to try and do something like that? Either one of you can kind of handle this situation, but I'm just going to say for your out-of-character knowledge, this skeleton is kind of a badass, so he might require a bit of a group effort.
So we will have to
take out some
ignore
legs.
the fire for now?
I'm not saying ignore the fire, I'm just saying 2 people might not cut it.
So the bat's been flung away.
I'm spinning through the air right now, so...
you flew into a pile of debris or a wall or something like that. He just swatted you.
Alright,
Okay,
well,
shake it off.
We tried the talking situation, so who's...
We gotta take out his legs.
Of these maids, who's the beefiest? You've
Me.
got you,
And
we've got Madeline.
hard hitter.
Take care of the master, and
Put out the
try and
fire.
put out the fire. And,
Broken water pipe.
yeah,
Good point.
we're gonna have to put this guy back in the ground.
So, alright, so it sounds like the 3 of you are gonna be trying... So,
Battle mode.
So Alice and Madeline, you kind of see the knight Magda running through a semi-collapsed
Heroin.
hallway with her halberd in hand. She's moving to attack this beastly creature. What are you two doing?
Okay, just checking.
What are you two doing?
I landed in a pile of debris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, try to get that, machine gun out, get the tripod up. Here we go.
Madeline.
So,
I'll be whacking away with my broom, I suppose.
Can I douse the master in some water and leave him to be wet and not on fire somewhere?
Absolutely.
There's good.
You notice some exposed water piping in the ceiling above you.
I've got some complaints to bring against the skeleton butler.
That might
Okay.
be good. Since worked on him last time, got him to settle.
So let's say you just reach and extend a arm, it shoots up and grabs up in the 12-foot high ceiling or some shit like that. And you wrench the pipe loose and it starts spraying water everywhere. And you just kind of hold up the master and douse him, and he's like, "Ah!"
As I set him in the water flow. But you aren't going to thank me for this, are you?
there are some the fires start sparking up kind of around you. You can smell very notable smoke, and it's like kind of starting to pick up. Are you gonna like take a moment to try and douse those, or what? Or I don't know. As long as the master is safe, life will be good, right?
Stay in the water.
The mansion's gonna
Just
need
stay in the
extensive
water.
repairs anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you guys, in that case, let's go ahead and resolve what you three are doing. So, the Butler Calciphus is currently, like, reaching an arm through, at the top of the ceiling. His, like, foot is, like, halfway into a hallway that's been totally wrecked. And he's, like, reaching at the roof and trying to, like, punch holes in it and shit. Just totally destroy it.
Ooh, trick-or-treaters!
Coming!
Too spooky.
Truly the best night for a Maid RPG game.
Whoopee.
Alright,
So the
Spider-Man with a coat.
nice. So the three of you are coordinating an attack. Go ahead and roll. Actually, I guess all of you will be using a form of athletics here. So give me an athletics result, and you three will be adding them together.
3.
And remember, you can't spend favor in order to get higher rolls if you want. Spend 1d6 favor to get +1 to either die roll to either a die roll or the attribute for one action. Which, I don't know, could be some...
I'm giving hand calls. Okay.
What should I do? I
Where
just
were we?
rolled
I
a
wouldn't-
1,
I
and so
wouldn't
I only
waste
get
favor.
3. I was thinking I would try and use this for a random event if if this fight's too much for us.
yeah.
Just a thought. I don't
Okay,
know if
now
that
what
would
happened?
fit in or...
Oh, we're rolling 1d6 multiplied by your athletics to attack.
Yeah, you're coordinating an assault on this
Okay.
giant skeleton.
6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is 15.
Alright, I've got 8.
Oh, wait. You don't add 3 to...
Oh, I don't add my...
She adds it to the final result,
Oh,
but
okay.
after she's multiplied.
Oh.
So what did you get?
Okay,
So
so, she
altogether
did it
it's
right.
15.
Wow.
15,
all of them.
nice.
Wow.
And what did you guys get?
I got 8.
I got 3.
Okay, so that's what?
26.
26? Yeah, okay. So 26. Nice. Let me see what this guy got.
Is it okay? I gave him a handful of like 3
Oh,
ounces.
wow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Eat this. I don't care.
Okay, so he's actually taken... Fuck, I should have brought a calculator, but it's fine.
I'm
Well,
good
you
at
have the
math.
computer, right? That can do the job.
I know, right? But I've got a lot going on as is. It's fine, though.
I have a calculator shortcut bit into my
I've got a
F keys.
calculator right here.
It's cool, I'm good.
Come on, program your F key to just pop it up all the time.
I know, right? I've been slacking
F8
on
is my
that.
calculator. Boop, there it is.
Did you know that there's like F14 and stuff programmed into Windows?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I don't know how high it goes, but there's more F keys than there are on keyboards.
So as the three of you coordinate assault on him, like below, Magda is like charging at his leg and like just stabs him with like in the ankle or something like that. You're docking from above, and you're like just trying to batter him with your broom there, Madeline.
She can fly up a bit, so you could poke him right in his little cockpit.
You feel, yeah, he kind of starts screeching in pain. And the force of your combined attack kind of makes him step outside of the mansion again. Clutter and wood falling to the ground as he kind of like stumbles over half remaining parts of the structure. So he's kind of like a little outside the mansion now. And he's all like... and he says something to the effect of, Master Jacob's enemies are numerous and strong, but you won't stop us now.
You know, he needs to be told that he's hurting
Jacob's
his...
not here! It's not Jacob Calciphus!
Madeline!
Yes!
Get him right in the face.
I never left.
You've joined these foul people!
Oh
my god.
It's not Jacob. I made the same mistake, but it's not him.
Could you make a random event of this? Of him realizing?
That, let's just say that might not go in the direction you're thinking it will go. You're trying to talk him down more or less, so what we'll say is, yeah, go ahead and, roll another,
Will, I guess?
roll, affection to try and
There's
get
also
in
cunning.
touch with him.
Would
I
cunning?
don't know what cunning's used for.
Cunning is kind of when you're trying to do something in a sneaky and kind of nefarious sort of way. When you're lying or when you're trying to, like, get one up over someone or being...
I just have a 2.
Times 2.
Well, cunning sucks.
Okay,
No,
and
that's
so what is the rest of you trying doing? Like, Madeline is kind of floating up into the air like, stop! It's not Jacob, you fool! It's... And what are you all trying to do to add to this scene? It doesn't necessarily have to be through affection. It just has to be something that would actually help her make this point.
Yeah.
Okay, then for affection, I'm gonna say,
I have no affection. I have will.
you realize that you're all dead, that Master Jacob couldn't be this young man, this
If
young
you're
boy.
dead, he's gone too.
Well, let's not say that.
No. I did. Yeah, I thought
He
of that,
could
and I
come
was like, "Well, I'm not
unhinged.
gonna say that."
Yeah.
So, all right, that sounds
Flushed.
sounds kind of stoic. So let's go with will. Roll me a will, and even if you do have a 0 there,
My will is
Magda,
4.
that I'm gonna rule that your +3 thing from
But see,
hardworking does apply after that.
And my
so at
will
the-
is 4.
Okay, well, it depends on how you're fluffing your attempts to assist here, right? So
Okay.
it's like, how are you trying to assist in such a way that your
Like
will
the same
would
way
be
that I
relevant?
was, I think, pretty much. So will.
It's
Okay.
okay. So what do you say?
I'm confused.
I'm trying to
Get some advice here.
What you're saying to the skeleton.
Oh.
Yeah, what would you say
In
to
what-
him?
in
to
what way
get
are you
him
trying to
Listen to
support their-
Madeline. Yeah, listen to Madeline. You were friends once. You worked together. She knows. She stayed with the house while you were gone.
Okay,
You know?
so go ahead and give me a will.
Okay,
That's
so-
that's more or less satisfactory.
4 times 4 is 16. Plus
16.
3 is
I've got
19.
9 and
I've got 19 altogether.
I just have 2.
2.
So 19 plus
19 plus my 9
28.
plus 2.
30. 30.
30.
Woo.
Okay, nice. So let's see what that is.
Meanwhile, I'm aiming at the pelvis because I don't expect this to work.
Well, as you speak to him, he kind of takes it back for a moment and says, "What are you saying? Of course that's Jacob, Madeline. Don't you recognize our master?" And he seems a little unsure of himself, and Butler Calciphus kind of raises his giant mechanized skeletal arm to rub his giant mechanized skeletal head, and he kind of shakes it off and says, "It's impossible! It's impossible! I know Jacob anywhere!" And he starts advancing on the house. Meanwhile, let's bounce back to Riza. Riza, you've got so what did you do? Did you just
So the
leave
master's thoroughly sopping wet now.
sopping wet, both
There's
from
no way
tears
he's
and
catching
water.
on fire in the next few minutes.
I'm sure.
So I have to stomp downstairs and let everybody know that they're making a fucking wreck of everything.
Oh, you fell downstairs. Remember, the floor collapsed.
Oh,
so
I'm
you're on the
already
first-
there, so I just have to make my way to the door.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where I'm heading.
Cool. So the master, you just kind of leave the master, and he's like, in this giant puddle of water with this pipe streaming water into the room.
I will sort this out. Being the only being in this entire manor capable of logic, I will sort this out and put everything where it needs to be.
Excellent. So yeah, you head back to the.
And still complaining.
You head to the kind of foyer area, or rather the area of a hallway that
where
the skeleton
the front
is,
door used to be.
where it used to be.
There's kind of a hole there.
And there's so Butler Calciphus is kind of stomping back towards the manor. The three other maids are out trying to stop him, talk him down, and you just kind of arrive on the scene. What in particular are you doing?
Hey, you! Hey, Gigantor! You realize the master was supposed to go to bed like an hour ago, and you've been stomping around here, kicking in the walls, ruining my hard work. What are you trying to get
We
at?
almost set him on fire.
Give me a will roll.
10.
He says he kind of looks. His giant's head snaps to you for a moment and says, "Wait, what time is it?"
Shoot, almost midnight at this point.
It's past midnight, isn't it?
Is it?
God, it's been forever.
Clunk, clunk. His giant skeletal hands touch each part of his cheek. I've ruined the master's schedule.
Yeah, and you made him cry.
The the individual bones that comprise his mechanized skeletal mecha start to blast away in another bone NATO. No!
And stress over.
And nice time. And once the tornado of bones dissipates, there's a lone remaining figure that looks like any other skeleton, but speaks with the dignity only a butler could manage. And he's kind of like having his hands over his head, all prone and stuff. And he picks up his head and says, "What have I done?" Do any of you say anything?
I'll walk
You
over
made the
to him.
master cry.
I will walk over to him and put a hand on his back and rub his shoulder, and I'll say, "You've ruined everything."
Madeline, you're right.
Now fire him.
And his individual bones, whatever power bound them together, begins to dissipate, and his femurs and his wrist bones and all that jazz dissipate, and he collapses into a pile of bone at your feet. I'm sorry.
Now kick the skull like a soccer ball.
It's okay, you dunce.
You never were that bright.
House ruined.
And with that, the skeleton monsters have dissipated. You can hear the crying of the master from within the manor. There's a lot of water leakage. It's like forming a small pond next to the doors, or a window rather.
I'll shut the water off.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody needs to find the maid.
Probably know where the valve is.
The
I better go check to see if there's gas leak.
The mansion's been absolutely wrecked. Like there's at least one hallway completely destroyed. There's some damage to the roof. This probably isn't livable for the moment. But
Blame the movers.
I agree. We're totally blaming. We still have that note, right?
Yes.
Well, it's an old house.
Yes. Oh, please.
We're gonna show the note to Master Senior and be like, hey, the movers, they fucked everything up, and then they just ran.
There is moving insurance. And certainly
They're so
the
getting
senior master would have purchased it, so...
We are all getting a huge pay increase.
He absolutely would have gotten the best insurance money he could buy. So, you guys have, even if the master is a little too incoherent to recognize it right now, you have saved the master. Everyone roll a quick 3d6, and you're going to be making favor based on that.
Sick.
A 1. I work my ass off and
You
I get a
can't roll-
fucking 1.
You can't roll a 1 on 3d6.
Oh, I'm
three
sorry.
of three
I'm
dice.
sorry.
Oh, god
Shit.
damn it.
3? I get a roll 3? I don't have 3.
Go ahead and
Give
use
me a
this
die.
one.
So these are your
13.
favor.
Okay,
Is
so
that
grab
all
yourself
of
there
them?
and it's
Die
worth a
as well.
token.
Thank you.
We got 10.
That is
Thank
it.
you.
Alright, so you got your total. Can I use one of those?
Yeah.
Oh, big difference the 2 dice made. 7.
That is 13. Okay.
Okay, so grab yourself 13.
Okay. Let me put... Well, okay.
So it's like 5 red. Or 6 red. And a blue.
I know, let's grab 3 of these. Okay. Did Kyle get his? Oh, okay.
What'd you roll, Kyle?
7.
7.
I'll get your
I
7.
can figure this in easily.
If I can stop making them slide around. Ah! I don't have fingers. Andy, will you hand him his 7? Are there enough left for me?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if I have enough in there. I'm sure we'll be close.
There you go. That's a lot.
With 5 to spare.
Nice. Okay, so,
Oops.
as the,
And trick-or-treaters.
Hang on.
yeah,
Hi there! Alright, people. Thank you. I've got a lot of kids. They're very handful. Yeah, hope you like some.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Good
Do you want me
night.
to fill this?
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright.
Okay.
The last 2 lots
Was
have been
someone out there
teenagers,
dressed
by
as
the way.
Santa? What was the ho ho ho?
It was a skeleton going, ho ho ho.
Oh,
It was a skeletal ho-ho-ho. So, okay, we've got the
Okay.
favor.
So you got,
Calcifer
so you got your
visited.
favor. So, Butler Calciphus now rests in many pieces.
Yeah.
The rest of you, it's around midnight. The master is crying. You've saved his life, so no doubt the family will be grateful to you all for that. But what do you do now? It's still past his bedtime, and he doesn't have much to.
I know. I'm going to
There's
make
not
sure he's
much
gotten
bed.
into any warm clothes that I can find that are still dry.
Back
You
into
still
the
have,
van.
you
Snuggle
still
up
have,
as
yeah,
fast
you
as
still
I
have the
can.
van around. Maybe
Oh,
it's time
that's
to
right.
bounce.
Find a Motel 6 or
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
or a
He still needs
DoubleTree.
some clothes if I can find. You know what, Riza? I'm going to wrap him up in some of your lovely drapes. I hope you don't mind.
that's
really
not what
doesn't matter
drapes
at
are
this
for.
point.
Well, there's no
Yeah.
windows for the drapes, so
Just
Just
because
people
there's no
yelling
glass
outside.
doesn't mean you can't look out them. In fact, you can look out them much easier. They're
Honey,
even more
The
window-like
master's
now.
cold and wet. Would that be okay?
Fine.
Thank you.
well, we
So as you all kind of gather
No,
whatever
thank me.
minor supplies you can forage from the mansion,
You should
you,
get a drink, darling.
you start piling into the van. The master looks cold, wet, and miserable. He kind of perks up just ever so slightly when you put some drapes on him. Thanks, Magda. I can always count on you.
I'll turn to Madeline and say, "You better just come with us now."
Please. You deserve it.
There's nothing left for you here now.
I'll take the front doorknob and then I'll hand it to Madeline, and I'll
Perhaps
say,
a nice
you know,
piece of wood.
You
from
can
There you
haunt
go.
this.
with the wood still attached
Yeah.
around it. You know, the
Okay.
house will always be with you.
All right. We'll build it back.
Stick it in
We
the
promise.
pocket.
We'll build it back.
So off to Motel 6.
It'll never be the same as the original wood.
And
Grown on this very land.
And the lot of you pile into the van and start the long drive off to the nearest Motel 6 and an interesting call that will be made to Lucas Sr.
This was truly not
passed-
anomalous evening.
We passed 3 hotels to find the nearest Motel 6.
But it has a fireplace.
And I think that's
Now we have to go look for
good game, folks.
That was pretty excellent.
So now on a minor, not mostly inconsequential note, let's all count up our favor and see who was the best maid. Who did the most for the master? Everyone take a quick tally and tell me what you got. It doesn't matter or anything, I'm just curious.
16?
16. What do you...
13.
Ooh.
I also have 16.
Man, that's weird. I've probably been
6,
lax
8,
in
10,
handing out
12.
favor then.
I'm sorry, but I worked my ass off that entire
I
damn
don't think
time.
we did many direct interactions with the master.
But do you remember I didn't get... I didn't get extra favors when other people was getting... I'm just pouting. I can't help it. I worked so damn hard.
You did all kinds of soldiering through a field of skeletons
All,
while we were all
And I
talking
warned
around
you.
inside.
I warned you about the damn tree.
Mom, that was railroading. It was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Exactly.
And we all have weaknesses.
What is
Yeah,
mine?
I just want to
So how many
point
did you
out,
end up with?
I started that
16.
damn fire.
How much did you end up with?
That's very
13.
true.
I ended up
That
with
fire
16.
got started. Oh
I
yeah,
had the
did
least
it?
of everyone. Oh,
Unrelated note: as you drive off,
I'm driving.
A roaring inferno can be seen in the headlight behind you. No one put out that fire.
oh, damn.
And we turned the water off.
Oh.
Wait, the fire wasn't out?
No,
Yeah, we were told the fire was out.
It's spreading to the
No,
nearby
what-
village
What
now.
What happened?
I
What
would-
happened was Riza put the master under the water so he'd be immune to it. So
I
he'd be
doused
too
him
wet
specifically.
to get fire.
I didn't have time to fight the fire. I had to go tell the fucking
And
butthead
you
outside.
did
that
Okay.
stop
Very
he was
Calcidas.
messing up
anti-anomalous.
everything.
Yes, he did stop Calcidas.
So don't worry about it. There wasn't much of a
Who?
mansion left anyway, right?
Okay.
Right.
So master's safe. Job accomplished.
And I get to
Yay!
drive.
Just
Potholes are
a
mine.
normal day.
We all kept our jobs another day.
So thank you all for joining us on our ridiculous Maid RPG one shot. Thanks to everyone who listened, and thanks to the players for attending.